making sure I had the bills paid and all that. So, I owe a lot of it to my parents. And, I feel like once you have everything figured out off the ice, that's when your game can take a step on the ice. And, I never had to worry too much about off ice just because I've always tried to surround myself, as my parents taught me, with good people.
What's it been like for you to see how the game has progressed and how it's transformed itself into such an offensive league the last number of years?
Oh, I know. I almost feel guilty taking that trophy at 41. I think my best year ever was 42. You know what? Those guys are so impressive. I mean, you see what Ovechkin has been doing since 04, 05, or 05, 06, whenever it was. I mean, there's just some generational players, and Ovechkin's obviously a generational goal scorer. But for me, to fully know how hard it is to score goals in the NHL, probably before it being it seemed like a little tougher just with the rules and whatnot, but I am so impressed by those guys that are almost putting up 70. The guys that put up 50 or 45 on a yearly basis. It's so impressive to me because I truly find it, I feel like it's one of the hardest things to do is score goals in the NHL.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Track.
You're listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM.
Runners at third and first. Gurriel and Melendez. Pham ready on a 1-1. Cole's pitch. This ball's lifted high, and it is fairly deep in center. Judge has it. Now comes in. They'll send the runner. Here's the throw. It is up the first baseline, and the Royals have the first run on a sacrifice fly from Tommy Pham to score Yuli Gurriel.
That's professional hitting right there by Tommy Pham. Being able to get a pitch up. Not too difficult to try to elevate it against Garrett Cole, as he is a fly ball pitcher, and just not enough on the throw wide towards the first base side.
So already the Royals have one more run, or match the number of runs they scored against the Orioles, as Cole's first pitch to Kyle Isbell. A breaking pitch that was in there for a called strike. Isbell has been moved all around. He's played all of the outfield positions. Runner on first. And Pham not going. Here's the pitch from Cole, and a check swing foul ball, 0-2.
I think Garrett Cole, for his confidence, he needs a swing and miss strikeout here. Hasn't been able to get swing and misses as the Royals continue to be disciplined outside of the zone.
They lost over 100 last year, and they bounced to win 86 this year and get in. Cole ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. And he called it. It was a foul tip into the glove of Austin Wells. But the Kansas City Royals get one run. They had another one cut down at home by Soto. A sac fly RBI from Tommy Pham. We'll go bottom two. It's Kansas City 1 and the Yankees nothing. This is the American League Division Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Raymond DeWalt's invention of the radial arm saw in the 1920s ushered in a new era of job site productivity. And ever since, the DeWalt name has stood for the pros. From revolutionizing the electric job site to advancing cordless tools, DeWalt will always innovate to help build Canada. To celebrate 100 years of innovation, look for select DeWalt products for $100 at participating retailers while supplies last. Ends October 30th. Restrictions apply. See DeWalt.ca for details.
This fall, stream the biggest games and live events on Sportsnet Plus. NHL.
Are you watching this?
MLB postseason.
Soaring into history.
NBA.
Oh my goodness. He's done it.
UFC.
An absolute stunner.
And more.
Unbelievable. Holy cow.
Stream hundreds of games and live events every month, anywhere on any device. Catch all the action this fall starting at $19.99 a month. Subscribe now at sportsnetplus.ca.
We have a plan that's connecting Ontario. We're leading the largest transit expansion in North America. New projects like the Ontario Line subway and Hazel McCallion Light Rail will relieve overcrowding, with the Scarborough and Yonge North subways connecting more communities, and expanding GO Transit with more trips, faster train service, and two-way all-day service. All so you can get around faster, safer, easier. See what we're building in your community at ontario.ca/builds. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
This is the American League Division Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
With that, we'll pause 10 seconds.
Hey, it's Andy Cohen. Are you a pop culture fanatic like us? Then Radio Andy is your ultimate pop culture destination.
From news-making interviews,
I read that Gronk thought that he was going to be in the movie more.
I wish I was in the NFL more.
The deepest dives, high-intensity moments, the hottest takes,
the biggest stars,
and all the drama. I apologize, but I'm not sorry at all. The ultimate pop culture destination, Radio Andy, SiriusXM 102, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want guys to put good power play units on, don't take penalties. You don't want good power play units to score goals when you've given up a whole bunch, kill them. You don't like it, do something about it. If you want to reward your guys who had a good game with a chance to get some more goals and points, do it. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
The LA Kings just been a funny animal about their goaltending. I mean, Jonathan Quick for so many years, and then flashes in the pan that quickly dissipate. And Vegas is a great example. They won with Logan.
They have a bad night.
What's up, Leafs fans? Thanks for Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the last preseason game against the Detroit Red Wings. The Buds are at home. Thank you all for being here. Please hit that like button down below. Let's get more hockey fans here in the chat with us. If you haven't done so already, this is your reminder. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate you helping grow this awesome Toronto sports community. Now let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you guys back in the chat.
Take on the Carolina Hurricanes on Internet 935. 5 p.m. Washington Capitals take on the Boston Bruins on Internet 950. 7 p.m. Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Detroit Red Wings on SiriusXM Channels 91, Internet 946. 7 p.m. Utah Hockey Club take on the Colorado Avalanche on Internet 947. 8 p.m. Chicago Blackhawks take on the St. Louis Blues on Internet 944. 10 p.m. Vegas Golden Knights face the San Jose Sharks on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 10 a.m., New Jersey Devils take on the Buffalo Sabres. Devils on SiriusXM Channels 91, Internet 936, Sabres on Internet 922. 5 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Carolina Hurricanes on Internet 935. 5 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the Boston Bruins on Internet 950. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Detroit Red Wings on SiriusXM Channels 91, Internet 946. 7 p.m., Utah Hockey Club take on the Colorado Avalanche on Internet 947. 8 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the St. Louis Blues on Internet 944. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the San Jose Sharks on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
Florida Panthers general manager Bill Zito joins SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91 to talk with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick while on the morning skate about what it was like winning the Stanley Cup and how they've built up the market in Florida.
It was odd. I certainly had in my mind, geez, if you ever win it, what's it going to be like in the moment? Ironically, as an agent, I had never gone on the ice. And when Boston...
Larson behind the goal starts out with it. A rink-wide pass to Riley, who snaps it into Detroit territory. Nyes down the wall, getting it around into the corner. Couldn't find the captain. It comes back to the point to Riley. His shot went off a leg and went wide of the net. Matthews back to the goal, comes out of the corner with it. Back to Riley. Riley to his defense partner. Unable to shoot it at the net was Chris Tanev, but now Marner cycles the puck back around the boards to the near side. Riley with a shot off the side of the goal. Puck goes around back of the net, and Wallinder is there for Detroit to get it up on the left wing. Red Wings bring it in over the line. Berggren trying to get to the net, and it bounces in on goal, and then it was stopped there by Wall. Played back to the blue line. Near side for Justin Hall. Long shot deflects in front of the net off the stick of Berggren, and the Leafs will get clear of it and get it to center ice. And as they tried to send it down, the door was open at the Detroit bench, and in it went.
I'm sure the Red Wings will be happy that this is the end of the preseason for them as well. This is their third consecutive game. Third game in 3 nights. They played the Leafs at home Thursday, played at home to Ottawa last night. And whatever's left over is playing here tonight.
And when you consider that 5 days ago they played a split squad 2 games because of the travel situation that Pittsburgh got into. So they have been rather busy, yes. And really, I don't know as the Red Wings have been able to ice the team that will start the regular season.
Yeah, I think pretty close to the last 2 games, Joe.
Maybe.
We're looking at the lineup from last night.
Puck in over the line for Nylander, driving the net, doesn't shoot it. Holds to the near half boards, back to the point. Now the shot comes, and it goes off the glove of the Detroit goalkeeper. Around back of the net, Tavares bring it up, but unable to get to it was Timmins, who was into the rush. Now Nylander with a shot. That went wide of the goal. Now it is Domi in the far corner. Looks back into the slot. And a shot by Nylander is swallowed up by Ville Husso.
Boy, great pressure by this line as Nylander finds himself back on the wing beside John Tavares.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to say Nylander gets some space in the high slot, and he rips this, and Husso just was able to trap it under his right arm.
One of the things on that whole sequence was the number of attempted shots taken.
Yes.
And I think that you're seeing Craig Berube's thoughts is, let's not be cute. Let's get the damn thing to the net and see what happens. And that certainly was evident on that.
And that was really from the first game of the preseason on, wasn't it?
Played down into the Detroit zone. David Camp up against the boards, couldn't come up with it. Reeves does, but can't play it far enough to get to Camp. That draws a crowd. Puck to the side of the net, trying to jam it in, was Camp at the side of the goal. Now he has it up against the end boards. Then Reeves runs over one of the Red Wings. The puck is in the slot area. Reeves is able to come away with it again. Centering attempt didn't work. And finally flipped to the far boards, but not out. Detroit having a difficult time clearing. Another shot by Toronto goes wide of the goal. Camp in the near corner. Leafs have gotten a change of most of the complement. And now Detroit finally gets the puck to center, and they're going to shoot it down into the Toronto end. Tanev up on the left wing. Rink-wide pass to the line. Shot deflects, scores! A clearing attempt that just was kept in by the Red Wings. And a shot from the point, and Fisher, who was late coming out, redirects it in behind Wall, who had no chance, and it's 1-0 Detroit.
That was Max Pacioretty from the left wing boards. Tries to throw it off the right wing boards, but it takes a carom where it comes right back inside the line. It's kept in, thrown to the net. Fisher reads the keep in, heads to the net, and just a simple redirection. Up and over the right shoulder of Joseph Wall. So the Leafs have all kinds of pressure at one end. Up one giveaway later, it's 1-0 Red Wings.
Second preseason goal for Christian Fisher. And it is brought to center ice by Benoit, who chips it into the Detroit end. Down into the corner. A hit there by McMahon. McMahon comes away with the loose puck on the near boards. Played it around back of the net, but out of the reach of Pacioretty. Timmins has pinched on the far side to try and keep the puck in. With the assistance of Holmberg, it goes back of the net. One of the Red Wings without a stick, and the goaltender just stepped on the broken part of it and took a header. Unfortunately for the Wings, they were getting the puck out of the zone. Matthews chips it down into Detroit territory. Hustles in there after to come away with the puck momentarily, but is stripped of the disc. It's cleared high and out into the Toronto zone. Leafs back in their own territory. Matthews against the boards. Able to knock it up on the wall. Got a hit there off Mazur, who stepped into the Leaf captain, and now brought in over the line by Detroit. Down into the corner goes Johansson. The Leafs turn it over and get it out at center ice for Nyes. Nyes on the wing. A shoot-in is a delayed offside. Marner had preceded the play, but will now vacate, and the Wings have it in their own zone. 1-0 Detroit. Pass off a stick into the Toronto end. Nylander turns the disc over, but it's played haphazardly to the near wing by the Red Wings, and now the Leafs have played it back into Detroit territory, only to have it shot right back down into the Leaf end, and an icing call waved off. Tanev around back of the net. Christopher Tanev coming to center. Left wing feed for Morgan Rielly. Shot in off a Detroit player. Red Wings control the puck, and they have it in their own zone with a pass ahead to the Leaf blue line, only to have it turned over. Quickly back for Nylander. Nylander dropping it off and brought in now by Benoit. He drops for Tavares. Tavares with a shot, and it goes off a stick and up into the screen and out of play with 14:05 to play here in the first period, and the Red Wings with a 1-0 lead.
You mentioned Christian Fisher with the opening goal for the Red Wings. You know, that's his second season with the Red Wings. 7 years in Arizona, has never been able to match his rookie numbers. 15 goals and 33 points in his rookie season, and just has been unable to build off that. We had Jason Arnott, I think, was one that a 30-goal season as a rookie.
Yep. No guarantees.
Yeah, I think later in his career finally did that. I think there was a kid in Chicago, Eric Daze, might have been similar to the same.
Kopp gets the lone assist on the Detroit goal. Played around the boards for Timmins, but he tried to go D to D to his defense partner, and the puck was turned over as it's cleared back into the Toronto zone. Benoit strides out of his own end, a left wing feed to get it to his defense partner, but Timmins couldn't get the puck in deep. Red Wings regrouping now for a pass through center, off a stick and into the Toronto zone. The goal comes at 3:33, and the Maple Leafs trail 1-0. A pass ahead and in over the line comes Pontus Holmberg. Banks it off the boards in along the wall. Pacioretty couldn't catch up to it. Leafs are unable to keep it in as it bounces high, and the Red Wings under control in their own zone as Vero will play it up on the wing, and it's deflected into the Toronto end by Andrew Kopp. Oliver Ekman-Larsson strides out of his own end. A pass off a skate. Played back out at center. Tavares couldn't come up with it. Red Wings counter. Get it in over the line. Flipping it towards the net. It comes to the side of the goal. Nylander down low. Took it into the corner. Then plays it around back of the net. And it'll be Philip Myers who gets it out into the center ice area. Tavares unable to push it ahead. Brought right back in by Bergman. A shot. Oh, and a big glove save by Wall. Joseph Wall, who was beaten on the redirection, His second shot on goal is a pretty good save.
Yeah. Welcome to the game. A redirection right in front, and then another where you have to go post to post. They try to go back the other way, and Wall is able to give the glove up.
1-0 Detroit. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Why not Washington? Right now, they look like the best team in the NFC East.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on SiriusXM NFL Radio.
Thing I do know about the Chiefs, Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches and play callers in the game.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley.
I look at all the great backs. I want to be aligned with those type of guys.
From the field to the front.
What's up, Leafs fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for this last preseason game. We're at home against the Red Wings. Should have a full-strength lineup out there. Let's have some fun in the chat. We appreciate you guys being here. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button and help us continue to grow this unbelievable Toronto sports community. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that bell so that you're notified every time we go live. Making a difference in our community with the Toronto sports fans and the greatest group of people I've ever met in my life. Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Leafs, go.
Behind the net for Garland in front. Lindholm scores! As Martin backs it in. He's gone!
With the first round behind us, the battles only get more intense.
Blocked by Montour. Out in front.
Follow your favorite team.
The Stanley Cup playoffs continue.
NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound. Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
1-0 Detroit, and the Bowen brood has gotten bigger overnight. Aaron, Derek's wife, delivered a bouncing baby boy, all 7 pounds, of Boyd Neil Bowen, who is home now and under the watchful eye of 6-year-old Brooklyn, who is now entrusted with raising this young man. Well, at least I think she thinks that way.
Yeah, congratulations to all. And that's overall number 3.
Number 3, yeah. So the Bowen boys have grown by another. So I'm sure he will have a voice much like his brothers and his dad, which was loud and penetrates lead, and we might be hearing it even now. So congratulations to Derek and Aaron and Brooklyn on the arrival of Boyd Neil Bowen. Here the Leafs getting it down into the offensive zone. Matthews couldn't get around the defense. A centering pass for Nice! And a good save made by Husso, who got a right pad in front of that. Matthews back of the net, coming out in front. Had it poke checked there nicely by the goalkeeper. And the Red Wings will get it out at center ice. Do you like Nice on this line?
Yes.
Brought in over the line by Marner. Had it knocked off his stick.
But what I would love to see, and it's easier said than done, adopt more the Zach Hyman mentality that we see in Edmonton. Go to the net. Get that big body. You know, he's got the size. He's got the strength.
Red Wings bring it down into the Leaf zone. And I am sure that is something that the coaching staff, especially Mr. Berube, will be reminding the rather large frame of Matthew Nyes that is the way to be a huge part of this line. You take up somebody, maybe 1 or 2 bodies looking after you in front. Marner and Matthews are going to have a lot more room to play with. Red Wings bring the puck out at center, banking it in over the line. Cleared ahead at the line now to Lorenz, and he shoots it in and takes a fairly good hit there from Brogan Rafferty. Red Wings in their own zone. Brought through center ice and in on the left wing. Chipped down round back of the net then by Andrew Kopp. It comes back to the point. Red Wings playing it in. It comes off a glove, and it'll be played on the backhand to center, but quickly shot right back into the Leaf end. Pontus Holmberg on the far side. couldn't get it out over the line. Red Wings turn the puck over themselves, and now it's brought to center ice by Pacioretty. The veteran trying to slide in, double teamed along the boards, created enough of a problem there to get reinforcements. The puck comes free, and it's cleared over in the left wing side for Christian Fischer, and the goal scorer is able to play it into the Toronto end. Again, a night where folks that don't usually get to come to Leaf games are in attendance, and it'll be vocal, I'm sure. Tanev deflecting the puck in for Tavares. Drops it off for Nylander from a sharp angle. That was stopped by Husso. Nylander on the near boards. Got it back to the point to Riley. Thought about going D to D, but then had second thoughts. Tavares helps to keep the puck in. Took a shot that hit a leg. Didn't make it through. Red Wings play it out at center. 3-on-2 rush developing. In across the line, the drop pass goes to Fischer, and he didn't get a shot away as it was blocked. Long lead pass for Domi. Domi will just chip it past Hall to get it into Detroit territory. Veleno plays it back into the Toronto end. Timmins up against the boards. Matthews couldn't help him out. Benoit is able to take the puck away from the Detroit player and sends it ahead for Nyes. Nyes on the left wing. Saucers it into the near corner. Cut off there by Johansson of Detroit, but now Marner has come away with it. Marner back for Matthews. Matthews stops, has the puck still. Cross ice for Marner. Marner back towards the blue line. Little pirouette there, but can't get it in deep. Now when he does, Nyes goes after it. Marner in with a hit. Marner up against the boards trying to free it up. And the Red Wings finally get it off on the wing, and it'll be out at center ice. Long shoot in, goes off the blocker of Wall. Leafs with 4 shots on goal, the Red Wings with 2. And 8 minutes now remain in period number 1. The Red Wings leading 1-0. Cross the line for Lorentz. Steven Lorentz sends it around the rim to the far side. Hustling in there after it is Philip Myers to keep it alive for Toronto. Myers goes to the bench as the puck was into the corner, and Reeves sends it front. They score! Steven Lorentz, but the goal is engineered by the size and aggressiveness of Ryan Reeves.
And I do think it's important. We all know that Ryan Reeves had a tough 2 or 3 months to start. In his first year with the Leafs last season, second half, he was a force to be reckoned with. And here for Reeves, and you know, you're happy to see a local kid like Steven Lorentz get the opportunity in this game and the great finish as well. If they win the board battle, then Ryan Reeves goes in, takes his man with a big hit, and throws it to the front of the net. As he's back over the left shoulder, the Red Wing goaltender Husso throws it out front. Lorentz finishes it off, going far side, blocker side to tie it at 1.
Chipped out at center ice, and racing after it is Bobby McMahon. He had it knocked off his sticks, and then colliding with the Detroit player was Pacioretty with a big hit. Leafs keep the puck in. Here's Tanev just playing it into the corner. Leafs get onto it again and are giving the Detroit defense a lot of problems as it is cleared finally by the Red Wings out at center ice.
And this is with one of those games, Joe, with all due respect to the Red Wings and the players in the lineup, this should be a dominant game from a Leafs standpoint. Right? When you look at, you've got some of the best players in the league playing for the Leafs, and a lot of Grand Rapids Griffins playing for the Detroit Red Wings in this one.
Game tied, 1-1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Whatever the weather, CMC Markets is here to help. Planning for a rainy day? Enjoy $0 commission on U.S. and Canadian share CFDs. Riding out the storm? Get ahead of the curve with lightning fast execution speeds. Blue skies ahead? Go with the trusted broker backed by over 30 years experience. Switch to CMC Markets and join over 275,000 global traders. Learn more at cmcmarkets.ca. FX spreads apply. CFDs involve a high degree of risk. Member Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Umbrella not included.
50 or over? Ask your healthcare provider if vaccination for pneumococcal pneumonia with Prevnar 20 is right for you. Visit Prevnar20.ca to learn more. now publicly funded for eligible Canadians and covered by most insurance plans.
The explosive drama starring Rob Lowe.
This is just the opening act. This city needs you.
Get into a new episode of 911 Lone Star, Monday at 8 on CTV.
Our weekends are wall-to-wall.
Hockey, 4 years with the Peterborough Petes. Was drafted by the Carolina Hurricanes. Played 2 years there, then a year in San Jose, and last year finished the season with the Florida Panthers and the Stanley Cup celebration. But he is 6'4" and 216. Again, the size factor that the Leafs are looking to try to augment up front.
But wasn't that the perfect fourth line goal?
Yes.
Win the battle on one boards, win the battle behind the net, and throw it out front.
Shot taken by Ekman Larsson went wide. And it is punched out at center ice by Detroit. Ekman Larsson getting it ahead to Nylander. He mishandles the puck. Bergen keeps it in, and a long shot is drilled into the equipment of Joseph Wall. And he gets those Bauer pads together and covers up on the play, and a faceoff coming in the Toronto zone.
Leafs gave up 5 goals in the first preseason game at home against the Montreal Canadiens.
How have they done so far after that?
They've given up 5 more in 4 games and 1 period. I don't know if any of this can be any kind of foreshadowing as to what we're going to see in the regular season. Even talking to some of the pro scouts before the game here, they're saying it's difficult to judge when you've got every team plays their top guys at home and their rookies on the road. So you never really feel like you're getting a true gauge of what the kids can do against, in NHL situations.
Yep. The Red Wings unable to keep the puck in. Nyes got it ahead. Matthews kicks it down in the offensive zone and hustled in there after it. And looked like he was hooked, but no call. Then a centering pass by Marner comes back to the left point. Played back in by Ekman Larsson. Pinching down on the far side, Myers to Marner. Long shot. That went off the mark wide. Ekman Larsson back to the point. Matthews with a feathered pass in front, looking for a redirect there from Marner that didn't connect. Matthews unable to keep it in, but a high stick has made contact with the puck. To stop play with 5:43 left to play here in period number 1, and the game tied 1-1 as Fisher has scored for Detroit. Lorentz has scored for the Maple Leafs. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It's the sound of where you've been and who you are. And SiriusXM has channels for every era of classic country. New millennium hits are on Y2 Country, channel 57. The 80s and 90s play all day, every day on Prime Country, channel 58. And Willie's Roadhouse, channel 61 is honky tonk heaven. Classic country curated by the legend Willie Nelson. Listen to all these and more across SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilitano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that we need to believe and to dream big. I think in football, if you are not capable to dream, it's impossible to achieve good things.
To hear the full interview with the new national team head coach, listen on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
Reeves gets the lone assist on the Lorenz goal. And it is tied 1-1 with 5:43 to play here in the first period. Looks like Austin Matthews got a little jump to his step tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you question the effort. You might be a little disappointed at the shot totals. They're just 6-4 favoring the Leafs.
Played out at center ice. Red Wings send it in over the line. Blocked by Morgan Riley. He goes D to Christopher Tanev. Up ahead on the left wing for Lorenz. He'll slip it into the left wing corner. Reeves in there, and Lorenz comes away with a loose puck. Lorenz in the far corner, banking it back to the point. Tanev a shot, directed right on the rebound, still free. And the Red Wings finally get a handle on it, and will skate it out at center. Boy, you like the way they're just taking it to the net.
Steven Lorenz has gotten better every game too, hasn't he?
Played off the boards through center. Reeves unable to get to it. He'll go to the bench. And the Red Wings bring it right back in. Working into the corner, pass into the slot area, tipped away, racing after it now is Pacioretty, but a whistle and a penalty coming to Toronto, it appears.
Boy, a booking call coming up against the Leafs. Was that right in front of the net? I don't think it had anything to do with the turnover.
Don't think it did.
2 minutes hooking.
And the hook
Bobby
goes
McMahon.
to McMahon. Penalty kill brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. And the Leaf penalty kill has been absolutely sensational.
Well,
20 in a row. I know. But it's preseason. I can jinx it if I have to.
Hey, there are stats in preseason.
Are there?
The Leafs have killed 20 penalties in a row.
Well, if you don't get to play in the real season, then, there are obviously stats that are there, too, that you have to be very proud of.
Absolutely.
What was your goals against average?
Well, they didn't have stats back then. It was all the eye test.
Centering pass in the Leaf zone is backhanded out and down the ice.
Although looking back, the eye test
obviously
really...
they had a lot of people that couldn't see when they were looking at you.
Oh no, it turned out they were quite accurate.
Had very good eyes.
And you're going back and you're you know what, the stats kind of backed up. What happened to me?
Down in the Detroit zone, the Red Wings bring it out with 1:15 in the power play. Banked in over the line. Back of the net, Myers trying to swing it around the boards. It'll come to the line, but trapped there and kept in. Red Wings on the power play, send it down into the left wing corner. Back to the point to Johansson. Over on the near side for Snively, a centering pass. Oh, and a good stick there from David Camp. Deflected away.
Oh, boy. The Leafs are going to be a man short again.
Two men short.
Or 2 men short. And I don't think David Camp even touched the Detroit player. I think he fell on his own.
64, minor penalty. Cross check.
Well, we get a better look at it. But David Camp is in disbelief. Oh, I mean, this is wow. Like we said, this is
preseason for the officials,
preseason for everybody.
Yeah.
But my goodness, you know what? If you call this every time, there's going to be 400 power plays in every game.
So for the first time in the preseason, the Leafs are 2 men short. 54 seconds left in the McMahon penalty. Lorenz is the lone penalty killing forward. Tanev and Benoit are on the defense. Red Wings control the faceoff. Down into the corner and back to the point it comes to Johansson. On the right wing side, a shot and a glove save made by Joseph Woll, who snapped that out and then gets a friendly tap on the chest from Simon Benoit. And a face-off again in the Toronto zone. 44 seconds left in the McMahon penalty.
Joseph Woll does a good job. Benoit goes down, and Wall's kind of got to decide, doesn't he? Do I lean right to look around him, or do I lean left? And Woll leaned the right way.
Leafs won the draw, but Benoit failed to get it past the point. Johansson keeping it in. Red Wings on the far half boards. Cycling it back into the slot area. Danielson drops it off again. Another shot goes high and wide. Rebound near side, kept in by Johansson. Johansson gets it off to Veleno. Veleno in the slot area, centering pass. Oh, and an open net has hit the side of the goal. Berggren. He had an entire open net, and then fanning on it completely was Danielson. Another shot blocked. Danielson with the rebound. 7 seconds in the first penalty. Back to the point. Danielson, a one-timer, blocked there by Tanev. Back to the point again, and a shot stopped by Woll. Another shot off the goal post, and the rebound cleared to the line. One penalty is over. Red Wings in the corner. Now Danielson on the near half boards. Drops it off into the corner once more. Berggren, centering pass, intercepted. Leafs fail to clear it, and now finally do. It just got out over the line. Berggren right back in again. Blocker save, another save by Woll. Oh my, that was a dandy. He goes pillar to post to get a blocking glove and then covers up on it.
You mentioned this is not part of the season ticket package, this game. This is a lot of fun because the reaction from the crowd is no different than it would be Game 7 of a Stanley Cup playoff series. Joseph Woll makes 2, maybe 3 great saves in a row in tight, and everybody behind the Leaf net stood up and cheered as if it was a game-saving moment in overtime. It makes it fun, doesn't it? I mean, you really see the people that don't take this experience for granted. We have to remind ourselves sometimes.
Yes. 34 seconds left in the penalty. Red Wings with it again at the point, and a shot in traffic. Another shot. Scores off the point. Andrew Kopp, I believe, or is it Veleno maybe? Veleno on the near side. Got a pretty good break. And it may be Kopp. We'll wait.
Yeah, it looks like Kopp might have been the first one to the bench. Leafs couldn't win the key face-off.
And the first power play goal surrendered by the Maple Leafs comes here with 2:02 to play in the first period.
I mean, it's a point shot that gets redirected from the left point, and it gets redirected perfectly onto Kopp's stick, who's in the right wing circle, and he snaps it before Joseph Woll was still kind of looking for it and couldn't get over in time.
Nylander back in his own zone, played it out in front of his own net, but now the Leafs are able to get it up on the wing, and a pass for Domi. Oh, that was too bad. It was a bank pass off the boards, but it hit Domi in the skate. If he's able to get it in over the line, he was in behind the defense. Ekman Larsson can't keep it in. It comes to center. Connor Timmins, right wing side. Nylander. Nylander barges in over the line, still with it on the boards. Had it knocked off his stick. And the Red Wings, Fisher, will get it out at center ice. Played off on the wing for Rafferty and shot down into the Toronto end with 1:10 to go in the period. Round back of the net, a centering pass. Knocked wide of the Leaf goal. Matthews corrals in the far corner. Looks to play it around back of the net to the near side to Ekman Larsson, and he's going to just get it out over the line. Brought in on a delayed offside, and a faceoff will come all the way back into the Detroit zone, says the linesman, Shander Alfonso. David Brisebois sort of a Sudbury connection there. Brisebois from Sudbury. Shander Alfonso played for the Sudbury Wolves before deciding to get into the officiating business.
And I think we met him when the Leafs were playing Ottawa in Saskatoon.
Yes. Yep.
So now we had that long delay coming home.
Actually, in retrospect, I really enjoyed that on that airport.
Yes.
Shot deflects off a stick and goes up into the screen and out of play. 47.9 seconds to go. It is caught from Wallinder and Snively.
One thing we have seen, though, in the preseason is power plays are pretty close by the end of the night. We'll see if that happens here. Red Wings, the only 2 power plays so far.
Now,
the greatest example was in Montreal. Arbor Jackite puts Montreal a man short for 7 minutes.
And then
the Canadians get the next 5 power plays. You're going, boy, you were -7. Now you're plus 3 minutes in specialty teams.
So what you're saying is that doesn't happen in the regular season?
No, never.
Never?
Never. It is amazing. You're in February, and one team has 4 more than they've been short.
Here's Marner. Took a shot towards the net. That was blocked. Riley with the rebound. Half a minute to go in the period. A one-timer there by Marner was stopped by Husso, and it's cleared to center ice. 2-1 Detroit. Off a stick and into Detroit territory, forcing former Leaf Justin Hall back into the Detroit end. Pass into the slot. Drop pass for Matthews. Shooting. That was just wide. And unable to corral the rebound off the inboards was Nyes. Now Nyes bowls over his captain, but the puck squirts to center ice as the horn goes to end the period.
A little pushback by the Leafs to get the shots on goal even at least at 9 apiece. But unable to find the equalizer on the scoreboard. But you would hope, whether we see the specialty teams even out or not, you would hope the Leafs continue to grind to get better and take over this game, would you not?
I would think so. Jim Taddy, and who's the new kid?
Stewie. Anthony Stewart.
Stewie, yeah. Anthony Stewart, the new kid, is along for our first period intermission with the Leafs trailing 2-1 to the Detroit Red Wings.
With the old kid, by the way.
Oh, the old, yeah.
The old kid's still here,
really,
too.
The old
guy.
The old guy there, yeah. You're listening to Bolts and Leaf Hockey on GSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Sports Grid Radio on SiriusXM has you covered this NFL season.
The back-to-back Super Bowl champions look to protect their home field on Monday night in an out-of-conference matchup with Derek Carr and the Saints to wrap up Week 5 of the NFL season. The line opened with the Chiefs as an 8-point favorite and a total of 45. Make sure you tune into Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Hey, hockey fans, thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. Please take a second to click that link that's pinned in the chat. As well, I've got it in the description for our Sick Kids Create 100K donation rally. We have our fall drive going on. We had a Bills game, and we also have the Leafs opening night coming up. So Sick Kids extended the deadline for the Create 100K drive for us till after opening night. So please check it out. We're going to be doing a huge drive on opening night for donations. So if you want to donate now, great. Your name will already be on the list. If not, you want to hang on till we go to opening night, that's cool too. Thank you all for being here. Let's make a big difference in our sports community right here. Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you. Make a difference with Sick Kids Hospital. Cheers, everybody.
SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
The LA Kings just been a funny animal about their goaltending. I mean, Jonathan Quick for so many years, and then flashes in the pan that quickly dissipate. And Vegas is a great example. They won with Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill. And that was good enough goaltending to win a Stanley Cup. And that, at a minimum, is what the Los Angeles Kings need to do.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stiller. Weekdays, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
On and off the ice.
Steven Stamkos. You wonder, is that it for him with the Tampa Bay Lightning? He's the guy that's probably, with Marty St. Louis and Vinny LeCavalier, recognized as the all-time greatest Tampa Bay Lightning players. This is all about deciding whether or not the price is going to be right to keep your captain around and potentially keep him a Tampa Bay Lightning member for his entire career.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91.
And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilitano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that we need to believe and to dream big. I think in football, if you are not capable to dream, it's impossible to achieve good things.
To hear the full interview with the new national team head coach, listen on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
And then,
Here's a chance. Oh, what a stop!
there were eight.
At the line, long drive, rebound, they scored! Zadorov behind the net for Garland in front. Lindholm scores! As Martin backs it in, he scores!
With the first round behind us, the battles only get more intense.
Blocked by Montour. Out in front, Bobrovsky!
Follow your favorite team.
The Stanley Cup playoffs continue.
NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey is on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
Myers goes to the bench as the puck goes into the corner, and Reeves sends it front. They score!
616.
The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Maple Toyota. You don't have to go out of town for a great new Tundra RAV4 gas or hybrid. Maple Toyota has them in stock and ready to go. Visit mapletoyota.com. Here's what we have. In the third period, Capitals 2-0 over the Bruins. In the first, Senators 2-1 over the Habs. Also in the first, Colorado and Utah tied at 1. End of the first, Panthers 2-1 over the LA Kings. And what else do we have? Earlier today in regulation, this is a regular season game. Devils 3-1 over the Sabres. That game played in the Czech Republic. Preseason action here. Canes 5-3 over the Predators. That's done. And a couple of other games of little consequence to us going later tonight. It is 2-1 Detroit over the Leafs after 20 minutes of play. This is Wolves of Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
The elite shine when the spotlight is the brightest.
Kate Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career.
And it doesn't get any brighter than MLB's postseason.
Bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top.
Hear every crucial moment of the MLB postseason unfold with the hometown announcers on SiriusXM and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Shohei Ohtani, walk-off grand slam.
Talk about the postseason on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base.
Behold, the mightiest assembly ever witnessed. We are all gathered in the darkness. Together we can be the light. I call upon every crew. We need you all to join our fight for a new sick kids, and we need you now. Who's with us? Who is with us?
What's up, insiders? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight during this football game. Are you ready? Let's make a difference in our community. Hey, Buffalo, you're really close to Toronto, hence you're Toronto's NFL team. So thank you for being here. We are running our
Gort Stellick and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
We are back. The Leafs with a 2-1 deficit after the first period of play. The goal scorers in the period. Fisher opened the scoring from Kopp at 3:33. Then Steven Lorenz from Reeves at 12:20 to tie it. And then a power play goal by Kopp from Wallinder and Snyder, and at 17:58. And the Leafs with a deficit for the first time here in a bit. And the first power play goal that has ever been scored against the Leafs in the preseason, coming to give them the lead, give the Red Wings the lead at any rate. And so their face-off will come outside at center ice to start the second period. Oh, there's Mr. Ralph. You know what? How are you, Mr. Ralph? I have to make a correction. Can you imagine this? I think I said that my grandson's name was Boyd, but it's Brody. Can you imagine screwing this up? Anyway, I'm doing this over again.
I'm not reordering the flowers.
No, you can't. No. Brody Neil Bowen arrived on the scene last night. And so to Aaron and Derek, I have to apologize. I'm sitting here. I had it written down. I knew what it was, and I, for some mistaken reason. But anyway, won't be the first time that he understands that Grandpa's a little senile. But anyway, it all worked out. So Brody is along on the on the scene, and we're excited
That's
to
great.
see him. Now, I haven't seen him yet or met him, so he hasn't told me his name.
Yeah, what's the last name?
I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's Bowen. Red Wings with a shot in traffic that is knocked down and covered up by Wall. And he's going to hold on. So I got to ask Owen Hall to send me that again so I can correct it. I feel like an idiot.
Well,
what's your name again?
Boyd.
It is now.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
The one we just brought up for a tour here between periods, Sean McMorrow, who played one game in the NHL, played in Mississauga, Kingston, and in the OHL, played in Rochester in the American League, and his only game was with the Buffalo Sabres in this building on a Saturday night against the Leafs. So it's to be able to bring him back up here. And
nice. Penalty coming to Detroit here. Leafs with the puck in the offensive zone to Marner. Marner holds, works it off on the wing to Nylander, who's off the bench. A cross-ice pass. Oh, what a save by Husso off Matthews with a one-timer. And he is able to cover up and hang on.
Well, you would think mid-season that puck's in the back of the net. Matthews just did not get it elevated enough, but a great pass by Willie Nylander. Coming off the bench. Picks up the puck, looks cross ice, and puts it to Matthews, whose one-timer is probably 2 feet off the ice. And a little more towards the middle of the net than he would have liked. But Jonathan Bergen, is the Red Wing that is going to be off on the hook.
Gets the hook. So the face-off to the right in the Detroit zone. First power play opportunity for the Maple Leafs. It's brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Leafs, Nylander keeping the puck in. Riley tries to stretch things out, dishes it off into the slot area. Tavares couldn't get a shot away, and it was knocked off his stick and played down into the Toronto end. Riley up on the left wing, drop pass, brought on at center, then by Matthews to Marner. In on the left wing, a centering effort didn't work. It's in the skates of the Leaf player. Cleared around back of the net, whipped around the boards. Nylander makes a good play to keep it in. Now he walks the line with it. Off on the wing for Marner. Marner on the far half boards, dropping it back to the blue line to Riley, over to Nylander, down into the corner, Matthews. Back to the point to Riley. Riley to Willie, and a shot is drilled into the chest of Husso and covered up for a face-off coming in the Detroit zone.
And even though there's 109 still to go on the power play, Craig Berube is going to give the second unit an opportunity. And that's going to consist of Max Pacioretty, Max Domi, and Matthew Nice. I'm not sure when the last time a team would have 2 Maxes on the ice at the same time.
I'll leave you to look that up.
I know, that's what I was asking.
Pacioretty trying to center the 1 Max.
You only asked the question for somebody else to look it up.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, we've got Josh here. He's not doing anything. Let's get Josh to look it up.
Well, how many other Maxes can you think of? Max Bentley would probably be one of the more famous Maxes to play in the league.
Draw to the left in the Detroit zone. And the Red Wings win the face-off, and they're going to play it out and down into the Toronto end. Around back of the net. Corralled there by Ekman Larsson, who gets it ahead to the line. Brought in with a pass onto the right wing side from McMahon. He has it knocked off his stick, and the Red Wings get it out and down into the Leaf zone. Wall will leave it there for Ekman Larsson. He starts back up ice. Looks for Pacioretty, but then lost the handle on it. Red Wings send it all the way back down the ice. Pacioretty going back. Dropping it again and brought on now by the other Max. Domi gets it in across the line. Pacioretty dropping from McMahon. And a good quick shot, but Husso was over there again. And he takes it on the chest, and there's no rebound. With 9 seconds remaining in the Penalty to the Maple Leafs, or to the Red Wings, with the Leafs on the power play.
Puck kind of squirts over to the right wing circle. Actually, it was a nice little touch pass by Pacioretty to get it to Bobby McMahon in the right wing circle, but he had to wait for it, and that gave Husso enough time to get over and square up.
Here's a shot by Matthews, scores! Mitch Marner right off a face-off, gets it into the circle, and the 69-goal scorer from a year ago has his second in the preseason to tie the game at 2s.
9 seconds left of the power play when the Matthews unit comes back out, which I was a little surprised by, that they would go back to the number one unit with so little time left. It was actually Matthew Nyes was still on that unit, was right in front of the net. So this was Craig Berube wanting to throw out the Matthews line, not the power play unit. And Matthews with the one-timer, almost the same spot that he got stoned in a little earlier, Joe. A right wing circle down low, but this time he rips it before Husso can get over.
Into the corner, Reeves playing it into the Leaf zone to get it ahead. Lorenz, a rink-wide pass, a little bit out of the reach of Connor Timmins, who thinks better of racing after it. And the Red Wings have it at their own blue line. Game tied 2-2. Both teams scoring at even strength, and then on the power play, and it is a 2-2 tie. Reeves barges in on the left wing, able to play the puck to himself, and then along the boards for Camp. Reeves to Lorenz, a shot blocked, bank pass finds Camp. He gets it back to the point, walking the line. Tanev, but he couldn't get a shot away, and it's cleared out and down the ice. Back to retrieve it comes Morgan Riley. He'll flip it in over the line, but can't get it to behave, and the Red Wings send it right back out at center. Right wing side, Nylander. Nylander in across the line for Tavares, driving the net in, a goal. That is stopped. There's a rebound in front, and it's cleared but not out. Riley holding the puck at the blue line. Dushes it off for Nylander. Nylander circles, goes to the corner, and leaves it there for Domi. Domi works back towards the blue line. Going to drop it off for Nylander again. Closing in, a goal. And the shot went off his skate and went wide of the net. Red Wings trying to get it out, and they'll do just that. Here's Nylander back in, rolling it towards the net where it's covered up and will be held by goaltender Ville Husso.
Boy, Nylander had John Tavares heading to the net untouched, but just off the skate and into the Detroit goaltender it went. But you're starting to feel like the Leafs are building a little momentum up here. Just have to stay away from that gaff in your own end. Any kind of giveaway that gets the Red Wings back into the offensive zone, because right now the Leafs are pumping on all cylinders.
Fed around the boards and into the near corner. Backhanded in along the wall. Cut off a centering pass again, but Marner gets it back to the point. Myers back into the corner for Nyes. Nyes trying to get away from the official and the Red Wing defenseman, and he has. Then he's tripped. There's going to be a penalty here to Detroit. A jam played then by Nyes, covered up by the Detroit goalkeeper. But another power play coming to the Maple Leafs, and it's brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today.
What are the power plays now, Joe?
2-2.
Boy,
it's amazing how you have such an impact on the game.
I know neither one of us are bettors, but if I were to,
if you were,
that might be my line every night. Who's getting the next penalty? Red Wings got 2 in the first period, including a 5-on-3. And the Leafs now on their second power play here in the second.
Wallinder in the box. Marner may have tripped a Detroit player there. No call, and it is shot down the ice by Detroit. Here's Marner starting out of his own zone. Works through center. Hits the line. Dishes it off on the right wing boards. Got it to Matthews. Back to the blue line to Riley. Riley to Tavares. Back to Matthews. To the point to Riley. And now again to Marner. Cross ice speed for Matthews. Matthews into the left wing corner. Gets it back for Nylander. Top of the circle. Now down low. Matthews centering pass. Marner shoots. And a good save made there by Husso.
Boy, I think Marner he might have been trying to go back door to Tavares. But it looked like that little hesitation opened up the pads of Husso. And Marner was unable to maybe slip it through the Red Wing goaltender, as John Tavares was battling back up the far post.
Tavares taking the face-off, but is waved out. And Nylander is going to take the offensive face-off here. The experiment of Willie on the center ice position seems to be over with. But he's taking offensive draws. Near side for Matthews. Had to knock that right out of the air. Saucers it back for Riley. Shot coming, but it explodes off a shin pad and comes all the way back in the Leaf zone, and Riley has to get on his horse to get back to recover the puck. Marner to Morgan Riley. Drops off to the right wing side. Marner to Matthews. Matthews to the line. Can't get it into the zone. Marner in the neutral zone. Off the left wing boards for Domi a little bit too far. That could have been icing, I think. It is touched by the goaltender, and the puck is now cleared to center ice by Detroit. Did you not think that was icing?
Well, it certainly came from the Leaf side of center, didn't it?
Yeah, I believe. Domi dropping for Pacioretty. And on the wing for Nyes. Driving the net, and a good save made by Husso as he got the shot away. Domi on the near half boards down into the corner. Gets it back again, but can't control the puck, and it's going to bounce to center. Max Domi dropping it back. Ekman Larson works in with a shoot-in that goes around back of the net to the near corner. Chip back of the net for Pacioretty. Pacioretty can't come up with it cleanly. Has it against the wall. Pokes it back to the blue line as the penalty expires. Here's Timmins closing, and his shot went off a leg and went wide. Timmins with the rebound back of the net. In front for Camp. And that shot goes off a stick and up into the screen. Out of play with 12 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the second period. The Leafs have tied the game at 2s. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Fall for Subaru by enjoying fall to the fullest. Think scarlet, burgundy, amber, crimson and copper, but never, never blue. Because with Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, fall is for thick, dark mud splats, terracotta mountain roads, radiant sunsets, kaleidoscopic leaf carpets, and the boldest of adventures. Avoid autumn blues and visit your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
From the biggest stadiums.
What's up, insiders? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Oh yeah, Leafs 2, Red Wings 2. It's a good game. We've got a surprisingly good game. I think we were all expecting the Buds to tear it up here with the full-strength lineup at home, but again, role reversal like we did in Detroit and, beat their A-team with our kids. Great to see everybody in the chat. Big shout out to Jose Duarte. Thank you for the super chat. The support is so huge. Jose, thank you so much. Amazing. We also have some new members here on the channel today. We've got Wayne S., Jody B., Deborah D., and Chris J. Thank you all for hitting that join button and getting access to those awesome emojis that you guys see there in the chat. All right, wanted to do a quick shout out as well to the Sick Kids campaign. Check it out. Our link is pinned in the chat. I just clicked it myself to see if we got any more donations. We did not, but we've got our donation there from the proceeds, the percentage of our revenue here on the channel. Every single like, subscribe, add, click, view, everything is going to Sick Kids Hospital. Thank you all for that. I know we're going to get another donation here tonight in this one, and get ready for the opener. Oh my God, I can't wait until the opener. It's going to be nuts. Yes, Robbie is an OG insider. Robbie, 100%. Thank you, sir. All right, I got to take it back to the hockey. Teo or Theo, thanks for hanging out with us as well. Richard, great to see you back in the chat. Oh, yeah, and I got to go start that last MLB game of the night. Cheers, everybody. Back to the hockey.
And an icing call coming against Detroit as the Detroit defenseman didn't get across the red line, and so it's all the way back into the Detroit zone. The new bar, I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. I'm not good with names tonight.
You're pretty good with bars.
Yeah,
so give it a shot.
Underneath and behind the two benches is officially opened.
There's actually been a little bit of work done since our last game here.
Has it ever. Centering pass down in the Leaf zone, comes back to the point. Wallinder goes D to D with it, and a long, easy save there by Joseph Woll.
That's just the second shot of the period for the Red Wings here. Shots on goal favoring the Leafs now 20-12. But it'd be nice once they get the stage of the renovations done here.
Yeah, a lot of the concourse area on the main concourse is still being worked on, and they spent a lot of time. And I was in here back in mid-September, and I thouut, whoa, there's a lot of work to be done yet. But they have done a great job on it.
Yeah, we'll get finished up here and get out to the Gardner. Don Valley Parkway. all hands on deck.
Actually, might be nice if we sent the guys who are working here, because they tend to get it done in quick fashion. Myers for the Leafs around back of his goal, starts up on the right wing with a pass. It goes off a glove and over the bent or over the glass and out of play into the seats just on the rail.
And even though we complain and there's traffic at night because of construction and everything, that means there's people working at night to get things done. So you're from Sudbury, a mining city. I'm from a steel city in the Sioux.
Yeah.
Those kind of
graveyard shifts.
And those are our people.
Yes, they are.
The ones that are out and hopefully listening if they're stuck working tonight.
No, they can't be listening. They're supposed to be working.
Oh, iPods, everything.
Played out at center ice by the Leafs. Reeves dropping it off. Lorenz gives it back to him. The return feed for Lorenz. A centering effort didn't quite reach Reeves, and now the Red Wings will start out. Left wing pass. Joe Snively gets it in over the line for Detroit. Tanev back of the goal to his defense partner and pushed ahead by Myers, and now onto the right wing side for David Camp. Camp is in a Lone Ranger rush here because the Leafs were changing. Gets it around on the boards, and it was intercepted as the pass from Matthews is brought out at center by Detroit and chipped down into the Toronto end. Riley passed over the stick of Matthews. He comes up with it again to Morgan Riley, and from center it is shot into the Detroit end. Nyes overskated the puck, but Matthews is there, snapping it back for Riley. Riley at the left point sends it towards the net. That deflected wide, and Huso couldn't get a glove on it, so the Leafs are back in business here, back of the goal, but Nyes can't come up with it, and the Red Wings get it out at center. Soderblom plays it down into the Toronto end. Red Wings have had just 2 shots on goal in this period, and the Maple Leafs have had 11. Fisher banking it off the boards past Tanev into the zone. Riley poked it back on the wall. Tavares unable to get to it, but takes his man down, but no call. Into the far corner, Rasmussen for Detroit around back of the net. Fisher trying to center. Oh, and he did, and there was a great opportunity there for Andrew Kopp, but it bounced over his stick. Another centering pass, intercepted, and now Tavares will chip it on the boards just to get it to center ice. Manages to get it freed up and got it towards the left wing side, but Nylander couldn't reach it. Now Tavares to the line, shooting it in. Around on the boards to the far side. Blocked there, trying to get it freed up is Domi. He fails, and it comes to center ice. Timmins knocking it back. Looks up ice, and the pass goes off his stick and down into the zone. Around back of the net, Domi. Near side, off to Nylander. Nylander around back of the goal. Curls in the far corner. Had it knocked off his stick. Regains it. Centers in front of the net. And it was poked away there by Detroit. And out at center ice it comes. Bergman run into there by Benoit. And Benoit's going to get a penalty. The stick come up. They're checking on, I believe, Bergman to see if he is going to be all right. Garrett Rank. And
then Craig Berube, if you can read lips, what's wrong with that hit? Roughing.
Calling it rough. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that'll get Craig Berube, although it was the Leafs' turn.
So the Leafs will be a man short. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
In a season already plagued with injuries and underachievers, your fantasy football team is faced with yet another obstacle.
The bye weeks are here! The bye weeks are here!
When your star player takes a week off, listen to SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio for winning fantasy football advice.
You got to work the waiver wire. You got to make trades. The draft is just a piece of the puzzle.
Our experts tell you who to play in this time of need.
Now the work really starts.
Your frontline source for fantasy football, Channel 87, and on the SiriusXM app.
Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want...
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the last preseason game against the Detroit Red Wings. The Buds are at home. Thank you all for being here. Please hit that like button down below. Let's get more hockey fans here in the chat with us. If you haven't done so already, this is your reminder. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate you helping grow this awesome Toronto sports community. Now let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you guys back in the chat.
It's what the Los Angeles Kings need to do.
NHL Morning Skate
with Scott Laughlin and Gord Steller.
Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
So the Leafs a man short. Face-off coming in the Toronto zone to the right of Joseph Woll. 9:09 to go in the period, and the game tied 2-2. Aw, little tyke in the... He can't be much older than my grandson.
Maybe twice as old.
Yeah. Played down into the corner and around back of the net. The Leafs, Lorenz got it up on the wall. The Leafs have it cleared and just do get it out at center ice. Good play by Lorenz to knock down a pass about waist high to get the Leafs possession, and it'll be played out at center ice, and Lorenz does a nice job to get it down into the Detroit end. Johansson circling back at the goal, dropping it off, brought out now by Joe Veleno. A pass up on the left wing, blocked there by Nyes, and it'll be cleared back at the Toronto goal. And Ekman-Larsson finds the opening, and down the ice it'll go. Minute 4 to go in the power play. Red Wings to the line and in. On the left wing, dropped off there for Rasmussen. A centering pass, tipped to the line, just kept in on a good play there by Wallinder. Down back of the net, a centering pass is blocked, and the Leafs Matthews starts away. Matthews with the defenseman, Myers jumping into the rush, got a shot away, and he snapped it wide. Matthews did there as Myers was heading to the front of the net.
The Leaf captain getting a little penalty kill time from Craig Berube.
Wallinder to the line and in. Drops off there for Mazur, and the Leafs intercept, and Nyes is going to get it out. Nyes working in on the left wing, driving the net, tried to get a pass in there to Holmberg, who was also with him, but it went off its skate. 4 seconds left in the power play. A shot deflects up into the screen as the penalty expires. And the Leafs are back at full and even strength.
By the way, they've taken a shot away from the Red Wings here in the second period. They did not get a shot on goal in this most recent power play. 20-11 shots favoring the Leafs. A good test, maybe not as dominant as you would like, but when you've seen, I mean, how many injuries have we seen in preseason so far? You know, it's a dangerous thing to try to play not to get hurt. And I think you see that when teams have clinched playoff spots late in the year. It sets up a rather odd dynamic. You want to get ready, but you want to be careful that you're not going to do anything to endanger the season.
Nylander plays it in over the line. Red Wings bank it back to center. Nylander frees it up for Myers. Cross ice for Domi. He'll chip it in on the left wing. Tavares into the forecheck. Domi comes away with the loose puck to help him out. Tavares again with it, but his centering pass didn't work, and now a glove pass. And the Leafs leave it alone. The Red Wings have it, and they'll get it ahead and play it out at center. Ekman Larsson sent it, gloved it back into the zone, and everybody went, no, don't touch it, don't touch it.
But it was a wily play, because if you try to knock it down to play it, you're standing still, and there's a Red Wing right there who could chip it past you. So this was a matter of, I've got one option, and that's to keep it in somehow. Even though,
and then immediately get back into the defensive mode so that you're not going to get trapped. Draw one. Ekman Larsson shot deflects wide. Then Karen back off the end boards to the side of the net, and Ville Husso had to be careful with that. Anthony Stolarz is the backup goaltender for the Maple Leafs. Dennis Hildeby, part of the excursion down to the Marlies, but this young man is going to be seen sometime this year. I have a very strong feeling about that.
Yeah, and I mean, the Leafs saw it last year. I mean, it's important to have depth.
Here's Timmins. Shot off a leg, went wide. Leafs control the puck back to the point to Timmins once more. He tries to step around a Detroit player. Got some assistance and then played it into the corner. Centering pass then made by Camp. By Pacioretty. Didn't connect. Red Wings get it to the Leaf blue line and in. But Toronto is there to take charge. And Timmins from Ekman Larsson gets it up on the right wing. Brought to the line and in now by McMahon. And a quick shot and a good save by Ville Husso. I think for the first time in a long time, the Leafs have 3 bona fide right-handed shot defensemen available. Here's Tanev, one of those right-handers to the right wing side, down into the corner, gets it back out in front and went off the heel of his stick. Matthews on the rebound, around back of the net, curling out with it, still with it in the slot, dropped it back for Riley. Riley to the near side to Christopher Tanev. Tanev holds back into the slot for Marner, closing with a shot, and that was stopped by the pad of Husso. Leafs are buzzing again. Marner with it again at the blue line. Near side for Matthews, doesn't shoot it. Back to the point to Riley. Riley holds back to Matthews. Matthews works into the slot area. Looks for a drop pass, gives it to Marner. His shot went just wide. Matthews the rebound coming out in front, and that was stopped by Husso on the short side. And the Leafs sent it, or the Red Wings sent it down the ice for an icing call.
Well, they might only have the 1 goal on the night, but the big boys have had some pretty impressive shifts, haven't they? Where they've dominated. Austin Matthews, a couple of great opportunities there. Even Mitch Marner from the high slot decides I got traffic in front. I'm going to throw it to the net. He just missed blocker side. And then Matthews, another opportunity on a wraparound that didn't go.
Well, what are the officials here doing? Apparently there's a penalty. We haven't had...
I don't think the mic's working.
Oh, no, but Jimmy Holmstrom is working the organ pretty good. Now we're going to get the announcement, I think.
Detroit penalty, number 36. 2 minutes, delay game. Deliberately breaking his stick.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't know if I've seen that one called in a while. Deliberately.
I don't think I have ever seen it.
But deliberately breaking his stick turns into a delay of game penalty. And they're still arguing it. And
well, the nice thing is there's a commercial break to delay it even more. Yeah. All right, we'll be back. It's a 2-2 tie. Leafs going to their third power play opportunity of the game. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6081. That's 1-800-353-6081. Again, 1-800-353-6081.
This is the sound of medicine.
What's up, Leafs fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for this last preseason game. We're at home against the Red Wings. Should have a full-strength lineup out there. Let's have some fun in the chat. We appreciate you guys being here. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button and help us continue to grow this unbelievable Toronto sports community. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that bell so that you're notified every time we go live, making a difference in our community with the Toronto sports fans and the greatest group of people I've ever met in my life. Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Leafs, go.
And they thought Fisher, I guess, leaned on his stick and it broke. You know, some guys feel like there's some give to it. So then went to the bench to get a new stick, and the referee said, "Oh no, we think you're just trying to buy a little extra time."
It's the preseason.
Yeah.
Could you not,
Derek Lalonde?
Could you not just give the guy the benefit of the doubt? Wow. Anyway, Leafs take the opportunity here and see if they can do anything with it. Nylander down low to Matthews. Return to Nylander, far half boards to the point to Riley. Riley near side for Marner. Marner's shot goes off a skate. It goes along the boards. Matthews playing it back of the net. Tavares trying to get to it. I can smell an even-up call coming. Here's Tavares trying to work out in front. Had it knocked away. Tavares back of the goal and Marner in the corner. Swung back to the blue line to Matthews. Down into the corner for Marner again. Marner back towards the blue line to Nylander. Top of the circle on the left wing side. Now the half boards. It comes back to Riley. Riley to Nylander to Matthews. And into the chest of Husso, the shot taken from the top of the circle.
So a lot of people that may not get to Leaf games on a regular basis in the building tonight, and isn't it great for Austin Matthews to score a goal for especially a lot of the young kids in here. I've seen a lot of signs up saying it's my first NHL game, so regular season or preseason or
what
not.
Was your first NHL game? You think about it. Ekman Larsson, left wing side. Domi, a shot rings off the goal post. Pushed out at center ice by Detroit. Volleyballed in over the line then by Rasmussen. He had it knocked off his stick, and the Leafs will bring it right back. Pacioretty, left wing feed for Timmins. Timmins drops it back, and Pacioretty dropped it back for Nyes, but Nyes wasn't there, but a good bit of back checking by Nyes. Stole the puck back. Now Domi gets in over the line, left wing side, trying to drive the net, centers in front of the goal, a backhand. That was stopped by Husso. And the puck has gone up into the screen, out of play.
First NHL game? Now, as a spectator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was probably very close to the first NHL game I dressed for. The seats were very close together.
So you had good seats.
I think in junior.
Did you get to go to a game at the Gardens?
We got to go to a game at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Nice. Draw one by Timmins, or by the Leafs to Timmins. Cross ice now. Pacioretty trying to snap it into the slot area. It didn't work. 22 seconds left in the penalty. Cleared out and down the ice.
I believe it was against the New York Rangers. If I'm not mistaken, Wayne Thomas was in goal for the Rangers.
Fired on the glass and around the boards.
Now, was Daryl Sittler's night your first NHL game?
No, I'm going to tell you what mine was when we get a chance here. I don't remember a lot of the Daryl Sittler night. And I was there. Up on the wing, it comes to Timmins. Timmins plays it on the glass down into the zone. Red Wings batted in back of the net. Lorenz couldn't come up with it. And it is pushed out at center to Snively, who'll get in play it down into the Toronto zone. The Red Wings still with just 2 shots on goal in this period. And they're not going to get one here as Reeves gets it to center and then plays it down in along the boards. He pulls his way around back of the net. Knocked off his stick. Red Wings get it into the corner. Camp got there ahead of the play, but the Red Wings now have come away with it, and they'll skate it out at center and bounce it into the Toronto zone. Morgan Riley taken off the puck, but gets it back again. Matthews had to get by him. Red Wings send it back to the point. Johansson to his defense partner. A shot deflects off a stick wide, and the Leafs come away with it, and it is Matthews getting it ahead to Marner. Dropped back and a pass ahead by Tanev. Attempted for Matthews, didn't work. Red Wings send it back into the zone. Lead pass, Marner with a long shoot-in that goes wide of the net. Down the boards comes Nyes. Back to the point. A shot deflects into the slot area. And now pushed out at center ice by the Red Wings with 1:04 to go in the period.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Soderblom to the Leaf blue line. Broken up at the line by Myers. Soderblom got it in. It's a delayed offside. Red Wings tag up, and the Leafs have some time and space, but then a pass that is bounced over Myers' stick is recovered again by the Leaf defenseman, and they'll play it out at center ice. And the Red Wings now send it out and down the ice, and Wall will take it back of his goal and give it to Myers. And here's Philip Myers getting it ahead and shot in by Benoit. And down into the corner it goes with 22 seconds left to go here in the period. Nylander unable to reach it. Down to the Toronto zone. Timmins scoops it out at center. Tavares brought it back into his own end. Leafs come up with it with just 5 seconds left in the period, and time will run out. My first game. My dad had just passed away. Jimmy Hines, who was the sort of lawyer for George Armstrong, an advisor before there were agents. He got tickets for my mom and I to come to a game. We sat right behind John Bauer, my idol, just above the glass in the Reds. And you know who? The Chicago Blackhawks. And I was scared to death. Hull, Makita with those banana sticks. I thought I was going to have to play goal for my mother to save her life. And turned out the Leafs ended up winning. I got to go into the dressing room afterwards.
Wow.
And the chief took me around, and I was...
And to think years later, you'd be friends with George Armstrong and Johnny Bauer.
Yeah,
Isn't that awesome?
Yep, great time. All right, we'll step aside. Jim Taddy and Andrew Stewart coming your way with our second period intermission. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Embrace la cultura this Hispanic Heritage Month and discover new sounds from every corner of Latin music with vibrant performances by Jos Favela, Chucho Valdés, y más. Plus, dive into an exclusive limited engagement channel curated by Latin music icon Carlos Vives. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month now through October 15th across SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Just search Latino.
On and off the ice.
Steven Stamkos, you wonder, is that it for him with the Tampa Bay Lightning? He's the guy that's probably, with Marty St. Louis and Vinny Lecavalier, recognized as the all-time greatest Tampa Bay Lightning players. This is all about deciding whether or not...
What's up, insiders? All right, here we go. Getting ready for the third period. It's going to be a good one. 2-2, Leafs and the Red Wings tied going in. For the last 20 minutes, you know the Buds are going to come out strong. At least I hope so. Big shout out to Pierre for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Pierre. You are the man. Much appreciated. Oh my God, it's huge. The support is absolutely insane. I have to type your name into the list here as we go. But thank you so much, Pierre. Absolutely huge. And as well, Sick Kids donations, guys. Hit that link that's pinned at the top of the chat. And if you want to save your donation for opening night, that's fine. Opening night's going to be crazy. Wednesday night, I am off duty from everything but the Toronto Maple Leafs game and the other streams that are going on TSI because obviously that stuff is bringing huge revenue to this community, making things bigger and better, as well as making more donations to Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. So I've got to add this into the chat. So I'm gonna go back to the to this here with the Leafs coming up in the third period. Hopefully we'll see something good. I want to see Matty get himself another one in this one, and maybe even Mitch Marner. I would love to see Mitch Marner get here. Let's listen to the TSN interview here at Austin Matthews if it'll work.
More shots too than with bodies going. So you just want to get out of this obviously healthy, continue to build good habits, continue to push each other, and one more period left here, so we want to finish strong.
Yeah, one on the power play. What do you like about how things are coming together under Mark Savard?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of flow. I think the direction is to have some structure, but at the same time, read off each other, make sure all 5 guys are supporting all over the ice. So it's really about it.
All right, good stuff there from Matty. Obviously, we got the goal there to go 2-2. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this one strong. So let me take a look. Let me pop the chat up here in my fancy little control center here. Richard, love it, man, says Leafs need a 7-foot defense. Hey, Hakanpää is right there. Hakanpää is. Hopefully, we'll see. This could be the find of the season for Trevelling if Hakanpää pans out to something decent. Not even like. Just, kind of in the conversation for, like, comeback player of the year kind of stuff. If he does something like that, that's going to be a huge, huge signing. Robbie says, I love this chat because it's real. Cheers, Robbie. Great to see you, man. Even though you're cheering for the Red Wings, it's fine. What a OG right here. This guy, Robbie, man, you've been around since way, way, way back. So cheers. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate it, my man. And thank you to all of the insiders. I am so thankful to all of you hanging out with us during these hockey games. But with that being said, I got to take it back to the intermission here from the Leafs. You guys don't want to listen to me rant anymore. So let's jump back to that. Thank you again for the support. Big shout out, Jose Duarte, for the super chat earlier. And again, Pierre Lapel, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. And let's get back to the hockey, shall we? Go Leafs, go.
Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart with you, going over the first 40 minutes of play here. And the Austin Matthews goal, they tried the same play seconds earlier. It didn't work, but that is a shot.
For the last season and you talk about the chemistry between Marner and Matthews. They just almost have that sixth sense where they know where they're going to be on the ice. And it just shows, how big of an elite scorer that Austin Matthews is. That was on his stick, off his stick with about 0.3 of a second there. And just, it's one thing to get it off, but to get it up and put it perfectly placed shot. So a lot of goalies aren't going to stop that, but that just shows why he's one of the premier goal scorers in the National Hockey League.
Okay, let's veer off the game because it is preseason. I want to ask you about things that you're seeing from, and these are 3 ads for the Leafs, and they're in the coaching staff. So first of all, Craig Berube hockey is in your face. It's pressure. It's pushing things. It's really not being generous with space out there, is it?
Yes, they're not wasting a lot of time out there. It's on their stick, off their stick, and I noticed a lot of a couple times where they're doing a little bit of puck possession. You saw Nylander and Matthews coming around the net, making plays, but they want to get get it to the point and crash the net. So really keep an eye on guys like Nyes and Camp and guys like that, because they're going to get to the net. And it's just simplistic hockey, because this is a team now with the pieces that they're adding and pieces that they're bringing in. It's more suited for that playoff style, because I'm just thinking of Game 7 of the second round. But it's a little bit earlier, premature to be talking about that. What's the type of goal that's going to be scored? It's not going to be off the fly or that one-timer on the power play. It's going to be that dirty goal, crashing the net, hitting a leg or second or third opportunity. And I wrote down a line here, and I know it's a little bit premature, but it was almost a master class of that Berube system. Shots were 15-2 that period. They just seem to be dominating. I know it's preseason, but what's most impressing me is the activation of Craig Berube's system, and it's so far so good through 2 periods.
Okay, let's go down the bench and Lane Lambert with the penalty kill, the pressure penalty kill.
That is a system that I practice with the 12-year-olds, and it's just so tough because it forces the opposition to really make a high skill play. And when you have that pressure, there's not too many offenses that can really make that cross seam pass or load a high really, really quick. And to have those defense really come in and really challenge, it's really tough on that opposition. So I like it. I love it. And when in doubt, what happens? They're not afraid to get into shot lanes and block shots. Guys are laying their bodies down on the line. Tanev, another couple block shots that period as well too. That's a masterclass in that system and that belief in the system. It's one thing to execute it, but to believe in it. They're so far they're showing that they're believing in that system.
And let's go to Mark Savard in the power play. I mean, there's some really big talent out there, and the power play has been good in the past, but you always want more just because of who's out in the ice.
Yeah, it's an abundance of richness on the offense there, and believe it or not, I did play volleyball in high school. And Matthews, what I'm noticing, he's almost like the libero, where he's not stuck in one position. He's like McDavid, where he might be the 1T, he might be the bumper. We saw him earlier on in the preseason playing behind the net in Wayne Gretzky's office. So I think the fact that you have that weapon with the trigger where he can really pull it and shoot that puck, but now he can dish and facilitate. So I think it's going to open up a lot of seams, and there's going to be a lot of guys getting involved on the power play. And what I like now, as opposed to years past too, the second unit is getting involved. They're not just getting some garbage time, 15, 20 seconds. They're getting in there making plays, and that's going to make it a dual threat and harder for oppositions this year.
Well, and we talked about this in the first intermission. I mean, when we talk about the bottom half of that roster, it's deeper than it's been before, and it's going to contribute more than it has before too.
You need that. You need that, and it's one thing just to get out there and bang bodies, but you're seeing Lorentz make plays. You're seeing Reeves come in, not just dump and chase. He's making cross-seam passes. They're getting involved, and that just shows the belief in that system. I talked about that system earlier on before, but everybody's getting involved. Everybody feels like they're a part of this team on the offense, on the defense, in the physicality department, and that's the true definition of a team, and they're building towards that this year.
And just to sum up what we've seen in 40 minutes, and I think we're going to say this a lot during the course of the season, I hope, is that even though it's tied, if the Leafs keep playing the way they are, they should win this game. In the past, we might have been worried about the scoreboard, but I think that we can slow it down to say that they're playing really well tonight.
Yes, and I'm not a big analytics guy. I'm not going to admit that too early in the season, but when you play that way, when you're dominating offensively with the puck, with that possession, 9 times out of 10 you're going to win this game. So right now, win, lose, or draw, I think the number one goal for this game and this preseason is to really activate that system, and so far so good.
And I mean, it is a dress rehearsal. They don't play again until they open their season in Montreal Wednesday night, so let's get it all out here.
100%. And again, it's about building chemistry. We're seeing 3-4 lines now getting together. Guys are finding each other on the ice. That chemistry is being built as well.
Stu, I'm going to leave you with this assignment. In the post game, I think we're going to have a bit of time. Let's go over who we think will be on the roster and like decisions on how many forwards do you carry, how many defense. There's some stuff here.
Do we have to go through waiver wires and trades and this, that, and the other? But I'm excited to do it. But anyway, you dice it. Nick Robertson's on this opening night lineup, barring any unforeseen injuries.
They've got a lot of depth, and we look forward to that conversation. So it's 2-2, Detroit and Toronto after 40 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Planet Fitness has equipment for every workout. And with friendly staff and fitness training included, we've got your back. Just 2 more to go. Your arms. I can feel the burn. And your legs. I can literally run forever. Kickstart your routine at the judgment-free zone. Get moving at Planet Fitness for $1 down and then $15 a month. Offer ends October 10th. $49 annual fee applies. See Home Club for details.
What makes a job in the skilled trades at Ontario Power Generation different? For starters, we're not just welders, electricians, millwrights, and boilermakers. We are sustainable future builders. And every day, we're building, expanding, and innovating the equipment and technology that keeps Ontario powered with clean, reliable energy. Are you ready to start a career that has the power to electrify life on and off the job? Apply now at opg.com/jobs.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask for help when it comes to your personal finances. But you're not alone. Millions of Canadians share that feeling with you. 500,000 Canadians have found help with their debt, and so can you, with Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada. They are one of the largest nonprofit credit counseling organizations in the country, with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They could help you consolidate your bills into one affordable payment, minimize your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. No matter how much you owe, you don't need to do this alone. To get help, call 1-800-318-1940. That's 1-800-318-1940. Let Consolidated Credit get you back to a debt-free life. Call 1-800-318-1940. Call toll-free today for a free consultation. 1-800-318-1940. Ontario license number 4705786.
Sewer backed up? In some cases, natural gas lines may cross through sewer or septic pipes. These are called crossbores. Left undisturbed, crossbores are harmless. But if you or your plumber accidentally hit a natural gas line while clearing a sewer blockage, it can lead to the release of natural gas and cause an explosion or fire. Before you clear it, contact Ontario One Call at 1-800-400-2255 to get a free sewer inspection. For more essential tips, visit enbridgegas.com/safety.
The world is changing, and Upskills for Work Get Started resources can help you adapt, learn new skills, build confidence, and move forward. Get Started workbooks are free and easy to use, online, anytime and anywhere, so you can learn at your own pace. Whether you're looking for a job or want to move up in your field, Get Started empowers you with skills like collaboration, adaptability, and problem solving. Improve your skills for work and life. Get started today at upskillsforwork.ca.
The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Maple Toyota. You don't have to go out of town for a great new Tundra RAV4 gas or hybrid. Maple Toyota has them in stock and ready to go. Visit mapletoyota.com. Here's what we have. Regular season action in the Czech Republic. Devils 3-1 over the Buffalo Sabres earlier today. Tonight, preseason NHL here. Washington 2-0 over Boston is done. Carolina got by the Nashville Predators 5-3. Florida got by the LA Kings 3-1. End of the second. Ottawa 4-1 over Montreal. End of the second. Colorado 1. Utah 1. End of the first. Chicago 3-0 over St. Louis. Later on, San Jose visiting the Golden Knights. In our game, it's tied at 2. Detroit and Toronto after 40 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilitano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that we need to believe and to dream big. I think in football, if you are not capable to dream, it's impossible to achieve good things.
To hear the full interview with the new national team head coach, listen on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilitano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that...
What's up, hockey fans? Let's go. Come on, Leafs fans. Let's go. I want to hear you in the chat. Third period coming up. It's a tie game. It's the preseason. I know it doesn't matter. It's fine. This is practice for opening night on Wednesday night. So let's go. Spam Go Leafs Go in the chat. Big shout out to all of you insiders who are coming back into the chat for the first time since last season. It's great to see everybody. Now let's go, Leafs. Who do you have scoring the game-winning goal for the Leafs tonight? Because we're winning this hockey game. Let us know in the chat who you have. I'm going to go with, let's go with, of course, Austin Matthews, the easy pick. He's got to do it. I just have a feeling. All right, guys, back to the hockey. Go, Leafs, go.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
All right, so everything was covered up. See, I didn't make a mistake that time.
Well,
although I didn't have that button.
Yeah.
I think we would have technical people that would be, would do that for you. You not think?
I think we do.
Yeah? Well, mine wasn't.
Well, I did it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
pretty good. Pretty good.
It's 2-2.
Anything that requires rebooting it or turning it on, back off.
Not working, no. It is a 2-2 tie. The Leafs out shooting the Detroit Red Wings 15-2 in the second period.
Actually, one. They changed it, Joey. They took one away.
Oh. Well, didn't they have 9 in the first period?
No, they changed that, too.
Oh, they changed that, too?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
well, now they have... All right. So they had 10, and now they have 11.
You're in midseason form.
I am. Yes. Anyway, they badly were outshot in the second period.
Yeah, 15-1. The Leafs outshot the Wings. That's not great, for Joseph Woll. You kind of say, okay, I gave up 2 in the first. That's... get my balance and get the blood flowing in the second, and you only end up with 1 shot on goal, even with the Detroit power plays in the second.
Matthews and Lorenz have scored for Toronto. Fisher and Kopp have scored for the Red Wings. And we start the third period with the Leafs to the right, the Red Wings to the left. As it is punched in over the line on the left wing side, Kopp got a pass into the slot that didn't reach its intended receiver, and the Leafs have it again. As a lead pass at center for Pacioretty goes ahead, and then McMahon racing after it, just failed to get a deflection there to send it to the front of the goal. Bouncing puck in the slot area, comes out at center. McMahon sends it back in, but a man trapped. Pontus Holmberg has to get out, and the Leafs will make a change anyway. The Red Wings are back in their own zone. Join us on Wednesday night for the opener. First 2 games are on the road for the Maple Leafs this year as Matthews sends it down into the corner. Batted around the boards to the far side. Red Wings start out with it. They'll get it to Justin Hall. Hall dropping it off, and Kopp sends it around the boards back of the net. Trying to get free of it is Joe Veleno, who got it up on the wing, and Marner is able to lift it to center ice, and Nyes muscles it and gets it deeper into Detroit territory. Husso playing it off into the corner. Johansson knifed it ahead, and out come the Red Wings to center with a pass in on the right wing, too far for Berggren. Puck along the near boards, and Austin Matthews finds an opening to get it to Connor Timmins. Timmins pass up on the left wing, finds Nylander. Nylander circles to the right side. Working in on the right wing, Nylander to the angle with a shot that was high and wide, and it caroms all the way to center ice. Back up the middle to Tavares. Right wing side, Domi. Stops up at the blue line, sends it back on the left wing, kept in by Ekman-Larsson. Centering pass, looking for Nylander, didn't connect. Ekman-Larsson kept it in momentarily, but now the Red Wings start back. Johansson in over the line. On the right wing side, trying to work in Veleno, but he had it knocked away. And Tavares will restore it. Nylander getting it ahead for Domi. Max Domi sends it into the corner and now peels to the bench as Tavares will do a little bit of a circle in there on a forecheck. And out come the Red Wings again to center ice. Cross the line for Soderblom. Knocked down on the play by David Camp. That could have been a penalty, and after the cheap one that was given to the Red Wings for delay of game, you have to think one's on the way. Not that you would wager on anything like that.
However.
Yeah. Red Wings on the far boards. Able to push it out at center ice. Getting back there to break it up was Lorenz. Sent around back of the net. Tanev couldn't come up with it as it comes to the blue line. A big hit over on the far side by Reeves. The puck is around back of the Toronto goal, and here's Riley getting it up on the left wing for Steven Lorenz. The Kitchener native sends it down into the Detroit zone. David Camp into the forecheck. That didn't connect, and it's pushed out on the right wing side. A hit there by Benoit. Straightened up Rasmussen. Puck around the boards, and out come the Maple Leafs led by Simon Benoit. He'll shoot it in. Goaltender Husso sends it back on the far wing, and it's back out at center ice, and the Leafs have to go to center to come up with the loose puck before being shot in again then by Benoit. Max Pacioretty got it freed up to the near wing. Penalty coming to Detroit.
Good thing we didn't bet.
Yeah, might have lost money there, wouldn't we? Yeah. What is this for?
I would say that most of the penalties either side have not been of the obvious variety.
Talking.
Look, he's going to be the call in it. And Pierce is a little bit of frustration setting in with both coaches and both players. Yeah, this is, it's the stick gets into the hands of David Camp, but Michael Rasmussen still shaking his head in the penalty box.
Power play brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Nylander off the face-off win. Down low, a centering pass by Marner, but Tavares didn't deliver the payload. Marner to Nylander, near half boards, back to the point. It goes to Riley, far side to Matthews. He mishandles the puck, now chases it down into the corner. Tavares and he are able to get it back towards the blue line, and Riley has it now, working the line, dropping it off to Tavares. Down low, a centering pass. Big save made by Husso there off Marner. Back to the point again. Riley's shot off a leg goes wide. Hammered off the boards then by Detroit. And it's going to roll all the way down the ice. Riley banking it back to allow Marner skating room. Marner works to the line and backhands it in. Out of the net, Husso. Played into the corner. No one there. Marner trying to keep it in and does. Matthews in the slot. Nifty move. Finds Tavares. Shooting. Scores! John Tavares makes it 3-2.
I'm not sure when the NHL EA Sports video game comes out, but that's usually where you find plays like this. Mitch Marner, nifty move on the far boards, right wing side. Gets it to Austin Matthews, who says, I'm going to dart between a couple of guys in the slot before feeding it to John Tavares, who in the left wing circle, little stutter step, change the angle, move around the defenseman who goes down on one knee, and then just absolutely rifles it. Short side, blocker side from the left wing circle on Husso. And the Leafs have taken their first lead of the night.
Second goal of the preseason for the former captain.
I think he's looked energized. And I know it's only preseason. I think his interviews, he's looked more relaxed. And I do think maybe being a captain your entire career certainly puts a little extra stress and pressure on you, especially in this market. And John Tavares just I don't know, just seems to have a little more jump and what do they call it, youthful exuberance.
I couldn't agree with you more. Red Wings get it down into the Leaf end. Hall on the wing now. Here is a chance for Berggren. He had his shot blocked, and Domi gets it out into neutral ice. And they're whooping it up in here. Red Wings get it down into the Leaf end. Timmins pushed it into the corner, cut off there by Soderblom. It comes back behind the net, and now a good play there by Ekman Larsson to get it freed up. And here's Nylander in across the line, cutting to the middle of the ice, trying to get a shot away, but was too well covered. Justin Hall for Detroit takes it around back of his goal and gets it to the line. And the Red Wings don't get it out. Kept in by Pontus Holmberg. But the Red Wings have it again, and now up on the right wing side. Long shoot-in is blocked. Brought right back by Toronto. They'll play it in over the line, but McMahon couldn't get any further. Brought back by Justin Hall. Hall to center, and into the zone it goes. Joseph Woll has become a forgotten man. Still 11 shots on goal. Brought in over the line now by Snively. Got it back to the point. Leafs are able to punch it out at center. McMahon now to Pontus Holmberg to Pacioretty. Back to Holmberg. Holmberg banks it into the corner. McMahon going in there to poke it along the boards. He gets it back at the net, but can't get it in front as he was knocked down. Red Wings with it again. Laid out at center ice. Snively back in his own zone. Changes coming for both teams. 12:25 to go in the third, and the Leafs lead it 3-2. Matthews and Marner assisting on the power play goal. Puck back into the Toronto end. Matthews up on the wing for Nyes. Nyes too out covered, but the puck goes back to the goal. And there's Tanev to play it off the boards and send it in. And we get the wave starting here.
Trying.
I think so. Here the Wings in with a shot. And a save made by Joseph Woll. Leafs get it ahead. Nice play by Nyes to gain access on the left wing. And he'll shoot it in off the boards and into the far corner. Matthews is in against the boards. Tied up there by Biro. Red Wings. Pretty exciting stuff here. They're chomping at it with their skates. And finally, Detroit is able to play it down into the Toronto end. Matthews and Marner assisting on Tavares' goal. Second of the preseason. And the Leafs own the lead for the first time in the contest. Myers for Toronto. Back of the net. It bounced over the stick of Camp. Ekman-Larsson pinches. Lorenz follows it up, but Detroit come away with it. And skating out with it is Joe Veleno. Got in over the line and played down into the Toronto end. Cut off there by Reeves. Whoa, nice little move by Ryan Reeves. And he gets it out at center. Where'd that come from?
I think he might have a little better start to this season than we saw him last year in his first campaign in a blue and white jersey.
Tavares in over the line, rolled it through the goal crease area, no one home. Detroit counters and brings it back at center. In on the right side. Got a shot away. Woll didn't see it. And then is able to get over and make a save when he had no idea where it was.
Well, he might have got a little help from John Tavares, who was on the seat of his pants sliding towards the far post in the blue paint. But yeah, there was a little delay, and Woll, I don't know whether he saw it or heard somebody yelling, but was able to cover up and get the whistle.
Well, he's looking up at the board to see if he can see a replay of it. We'll step aside. 3-2 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Share magical moments with your little ones on Disney Junior Radio. From the sky. It's time to fly with Tots. To the sea. Come with me. To the clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun inside. And wherever else the world takes you. Let's go. Disney Junior Radio, a new SiriusXM channel. Hot dog. The magic begins exclusively in the SiriusXM app. Search Disney.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino.
What's up, insiders? All right, Lisa, come on, girl. You're awesome. Thank you so much for that Sick Kids donation. We really appreciate it. You beat me to it. I was working on it there from your email. I got sidetracked with kids and other games and all this and watching the Leafs game. I'm going to make that donation right now. Who's going to join me? Hit that link that is pinned up there in the chat for Sick Kids. Let's add to it. We've got all of the donation revenue from TSI for the months of August and September, as well as Marcel Louis D. Entremont. Louis D. in the house with the donation, and Lisa Aiello as well. And then I am making a special donation in just a few minutes in the name of Lisa, because she is fantastic. Lisa, you're awesome. Let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go. See you in the chat.
His dad is.
Yeah, you sure do, don't you? Pass over on the left wing side. Red Wings Wallinder back to the point, now into the slot, and a shot into the chest of Wall, who I'm sure is quite happy to get a little bit of action here, get the feel of the puck, because he was a forgotten member down there for the better part of a period and a half.
Yeah, that's only 4 shots down for Joseph Wall since the end of the first period. You talk about contracts and everything else. I just saw the old Bob Uecker clip where he said that when he signed his first Major League Baseball contract, he said he signed for $3,000, and said his dad was upset because we didn't have that kind of money.
Did you see him in the Brewers clubhouse when they won to get into the postseason? When they were all over him, and then of course they get beaten out, and sad thing, he's sitting there, and you don't know if Uke's going to be back, but you sure hope so, as the shot goes off a body wide of the Detroit goal.
Well, he's a legend there, and they treat him
Centering
like
pass in front. Oh, and McMahon was there, but it kind of went off the top of his stick, and he didn't get anything on it, and Husso is easily able to get the glove on it and stop play.
So Red Wing, I think, just at the last moment, Joe, was Austin Watson, who's with the Red Wings on a PTO. I think he just gets enough of McMahon's stick that it took away any juice that the shot would have had, and Husso was able to scoop it up and hold on. But yeah, Bob Uecker, they treat him great, and he's absolutely a legend in Milwaukee.
Absolutely. At the blue line, a shot deflects and goes wide to the far side. Red Wings get it up on the right wing, and it's out at center ice, but turned over, and the Leafs have it again. Matthews to the line and in on the left wing for Nyes. Nyes from a sharp angle shot. That was stopped. He gets the rebound. Nyes dropping it back, and Marner with a shot. Man, Matthews couldn't get his stick on it to redirect it. And it's into the glove of Husso, who will stop play, and the Leafs now have 30-15 advantage in shots on goal. The Leafs with a 3-2 lead. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Mondays on CTV are a must-see. With Rob Lowe and 911 Lone Star, the hot new drama that's making waves, Rescue High Surf, and the suspects making trouble on the Traders Canada. Get into must-see Mondays. All starts at 8 on CTV.
Got PC Optimum points? Claire does, and shops the bonus redemption event at Shoppers Drug Mart to get more free stuff for her points.
If I redeem 100,000 points, I'll get $140 off. That's an extra $40 in value. I see a treat in my future.
Awesome, Claire. The bonus redemption event runs October 4th to 9th, in-store and online. Exclusive to Shoppers Drug Mart. It's your chance to get more free stuff for your points. And free feels good. Restrictions apply.
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us for this awesome Toronto Maple Leafs preseason game. We're up 3-2 in the third. I love it. Let's go, baby. Let's finish this one off, Leafs. I was going to say Austin Matthews, or I was going to say Johnny T. And then I said, no, I got to go with the sure thing and just go with Matty, the captain. Poppy's going to get it done right. But no, JT did it. Cheers. I love it. Sky. Dude, it's just years of being on YouTube. That's all. Just years of being on YouTube and coming up with an idea and trying to figure out how to be a data for and be able to bring sports to the world. and it worked. So thank you all for being here. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's go Leafs. Let's finish this one strong. Cheers, Lisa. Love it.
News, too, about Jack Campbell, who's
the players
assistants, and you feel for him because he's such a great kid, and we really hope that everything works out for him. As a shot from the point went wide of the goal, and he is now part of the Red Wing organization.
Brandon Campbell and Cam Talbot as well.
Up on the wing for Nylander. A pass attempted for Domi was cut off. Penalty coming to Toronto. As taken down on the wing on the far side, and it'll be a trip or a hook.
Well, the Red Wings also have Alex Lyon, still back from last year. Remember, he was the one that went on the roll with the Florida Panthers 2 years ago to get them into the playoffs. So you got Lyon, Talbot, Husso, and Jack Campbell brought in. And the guy you feel for through all of that is Sebastian Casa, who's backing up tonight for the Red Wings. He actually had pretty good numbers last year. 40 games played. Save percentage over 900. Goals against average about 2.5. And you think, boy, I might get a shot one day, and then turn around and bring in 2 more veteran guys.
Leafs win the face-off. Lorenz one-hands it down into the zone, trying to bank it back to the blue line, but it's intercepted. Detroit on the power play for the 4th time. They have to wait for teammates to get on side, and it is fired. Look out. And almost hit one of the Detroit coaches in behind the bench. Derek Lalonde had to be ducking over there. And the face-off coming. They're trying to decide where it's going to be, so it will be deeper in the Toronto zone as it was shot from just about a foot inside the Leaf blue line.
Well, you mentioned Derek Lalonde behind the bench. The funny story I heard when he got the job in Detroit, and his nickname is Newsy Lalonde, the former Montreal player, Newsy Lalonde, and I guess he called Dylan Larkin, the captain of the Red Wings, and said, "Hey, it's Newsy calling." And Dylan Larkin, for 2 or 3 minutes, had no idea who it was. Didn't know who Newsy was.
Sit there, listen to the conversation, and wondering, who is this? He seems to know a lot about our team. Here are the Wings, left wing side with a shot that doesn't make it through. Leafs fail to clear, kept in at the blue line. Good play by Veleno to keep it alive, and then a shot deflects wide of the Toronto net. Back it comes to the blue line once more, Johansson. Half boards for Snively. Back to Snively again. Back to Johansson. Johansson over on the left wing side. Berggren trying to get a shot away, and that was deflected wide of the Leaf goal. Puck goes back at the net. Ekman Larson with a chance to clear, and he makes no mistake. Yes, he did make a mistake. He shot it into the Detroit bench again. And so it's going to be all the way back in the Toronto end. But it will get fresh troops over the boards. So
51 seconds left, and the penalty to Connor Timmins. I don't know, that shot from the point, if it got through to Joseph Wall or not, but it was redirected and just missed the far post.
Matthews taking the draw and won it, and the Leafs get it around back of the net, and Chris Tanev makes no mistake this time, getting it out and down the ice. 7:12 to go in the 3rd period. The Leafs holding on to a 1-goal lead in their final preseason test. Red Wings get to the line and in on the right side. Mazur tries to center, and then the shot went wide of the net, kept in at the blue line then by Wallinder. Wallinder sends it back to the near side. Mazur with it to Wallinder once more. Wallinder off the boards on the half boards, gets it back once more. He walks the line a bit, got a shot through that Tanev blocked, and then Chris Tanev gets a gift there from Matthews, and he gets an easy opportunity to clear the puck. Good play by Matthews. Stole the puck. Realized I got a guy on the forehand here that's just a couple of feet away from me.
Yep.
He's got a good look to send it down the ice. Back into the Toronto zone. The penalty has expired. Red Wings keep it in at the point. Rafferty got it around back of the net. Myers chasing his man. Good play by Camp to get behind the cycle and was able to break it up, send it down into the Detroit end. Red Wings back with Rafferty getting it up on the right wing. Brought through center ice now by Grease. Sheldon Grease couldn't get around the Leaf defense. Pass comes ahead, and the Leafs get it out at center ice, only to have Reeves take it back into his own zone to start the attack up again as the Leafs complete their change. Swatted in over the line. Red Wings have to go back to recover. And they will play it up at center and get it in over the line. I'm sure that Sheldon, or at least Craig Berube, is keeping an eye on how they protect a one-goal lead here in the final minutes of the third period. Domi getting it back to the point. A shot deflects wide. Nylander makes a nice move to center in front of the goal, and a good play by Juuso to deflect that, or Tavares might have had an empty net to shoot at. Back into the Toronto end. Long on the near boards, Riley can't get it out. Tavares plays off to the right wing side for Tanev. A long lead pass looking for Nylander was cut off. Red Wings quickly back in the other way with a shot, and that deflected off a stick and went over top of the goal. Round back of the net. Red Wings get it freed up. Soderblom trying to come out from behind. Partially deflected, but Berggren comes up with it. Berggren being checked there by Nylander. Back to the point. Hall douses it down into the corner. Round back of the net. The Red Wings center. And a quick shot. Taken there is swallowed up by Wall. Off the stick of Nate Danielson. 4 minutes and 19 seconds remain here in the third period. The Leafs holding on to a 3-2 lead. And you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray.
The great J.J. Watt joins us.
How are you enjoying this side of the microphone?
Did something I thought I'd never do, which was be on social media. I somehow got into a chat room and I couldn't get out of it.
Hopefully it wasn't Shannon Sharp's, because I've heard there's a lot of wild stuff that goes on out there.
No, it was a random one. I was just kind of scrolling through.
Listen to the extended version of Let's Go, now available exclusively on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
This is the NHL. These are pros. You don't want guys to put good power play units on, don't take penalties. You don't want good power play units to score goals when you've given up a whole bunch, kill them. You don't like it, do something about it. If you want to reward your guys who had a good game with a chance to get some more goals and points, do it. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
Hey, Insiders. All right, we only have a few minutes to go. The Leafs have got to finish this one strong. What you guys doing? Hi, Sarah. Yeah, you? No. Big shout out to Jose Duarte and Pierre LaBelle with the super chats. I love it. Thank you so much. And as well, the 4 new members that we picked up. Have you not joined as a member yet? Let's go. Get on it while these Leafs finish it off in the third period. Let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go. No more ads for the rest of the game. Please click an ad if you, if you like what you see. Please support the advertisers. It does help the channel and Sick Kids immensely. Thank you all so much. Back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go.
With Jim Ralph, Owen Hall running the operation, Cameron Moore pushing buttons at home, and Josh Lippa is here trying to keep us under control. Jim Taddy and Andrew Stewart coming along with the postgame show. Leafs with a 3-2 lead with 4:19 to play in the third period. Tanev gets it out. What was that? Did you say something?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
It's in our headset, yeah.
I heard somebody say something. I thought it was you. Now I'm hearing things. God, this has not been a good night. Red Wings bring it in over the line, but it is knocked off the stick. And now here's Pontus Holmberg getting it ahead. And Pacioretty Gets it down into the zone. Pacioretty has had a good preseason in his professional tryout because 2 goals and 3 assists.
Two goals coming in the first game of the preseason against Ottawa.
And then he helped set up scoring tallies for Nick Robertson the other night. Here's Ekman Larsson with a shot, but no traffic in front. Huso, an easy glove save. 3:18 to go.
That was a great setup for Nick Robertson in the 2-on-1 in Detroit. Down the right wing side, pulls up, sees Robertson bust into the front of the net and put it right on his tape. Nick Robertson until the goal by Steven Lorentz here for the Leafs in the first period. That ended a streak. 5 straight goals by Nick Robertson in the preseason. I don't know if we've ever seen that, have we?
I don't think so. The Red Wings bring it back in over the line. And off on the right wing side, the Leafs send it up on the left wing, and it's brought to center ice and shot in by Benoit. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. And it is brought to center ice by Detroit and lifted into the Toronto zone. Mazur got it in deep. Tanev gets it up on the wing. The Leafs just get rid of it and get it out at center ice and get a change started. Justin Hall playing it back, and the Red Wings will start out. Hall sends it off the boards and into the Toronto end. Joseph Woll played it back into the corner. Domi trying to come away with it. Does. And Riley with a bank pass just out of the reach of Tavares. And the goaltender had to come out and play it. Great effort there by Morgan Riley. And a shot kicked away there by Woll, and it'll trickle back into him and cover up.
And there's now 16 shots for Joseph Woll. We were saying during the commercial break that made some big saves in the first period despite giving up 2 goals. Only had 1 shot in the second, and not a lot here in the third. And it's been a struggle for him. The inactivity through most of it is Ville Husso has gone to the Red Wing bench, and the Red Wings will have the extra attacker. But as you were saying, he's not tracking the puck as well, not as sharp as he was earlier in the game. That's tough on a goaltender to go that long and have nothing. And then all of a sudden you're under siege with 2:05 to go in the third. Hold it on to a 1-goal advantage.
Wings win the face-off. Punch it into the corner, cut off, and hammered down the ice by the Maple Leafs. This will be an easy icing.
I don't know if Simon Benoit was trying to glance it off a Red Wing player. He kind of fired it at a couple of guys in the boards. Missed them both, and they'll do it all over again. Face off to the right of Joseph Woll.
Another area where the Leafs' best player, Austin Matthews, is probably going to be asked to be a part of his important face-offs. And now here's Berggren with a shot that was kicked away by Woll. Matthews back of the goal. It's spun around the boards. It'll come to the blue line. Johansson keeping it in there for Detroit. Down into the corner. Centering pass in front of the net. Down is Woll on a loose puck that he has to cover up on. He was pretty good right there, Mr. Ralph. Tracking that puck into the goal crease and getting that glove on it.
He had to track it. I think it was Simon Benoit that actually poked it through the skates, towards Joseph Woll.
So the Leafs make a change. John Tavares comes out with Lorenz and Camp. And so Tavares will be asked to win this face-off. And doesn't. Red Wings control. Back at the point. Off on the right wing side. It comes back to the blue line once more. And here's Johansson. Down into the corner. Round on the boards. It'll come to Berggren. Berggren being challenged. Couldn't get it to the left wing side. Now does it down low. Deflection went wide of the Leaf goal. Coming in front of the net. And there's Woll making sure that he has everything covered up. And Ekman Larsson taking his man out, and then the Red Wing player slashed the sticks out of Ekman Larsson's hand. Another face-off in the Toronto zone, but the Leafs have not won a defensive zone face-off here since the Wings went with 6 attackers. Yeah. And now it looks like Detroit's going to call timeout, or the Leafs calling timeout. Well, one of them are calling timeout.
1:14 to go. As we said, I mean, if you want to take little bits out of the preseason, Nick Robertson's performance was rather significant. Easton Cowan, I think, showed that there's obviously great skill there, but maybe it might even be half a season away, before you can get to the point where you can compete and dominate. I don't think it does him any good to play in the National Hockey League 8 to 10 minutes a night. I don't think.
All right, we got a timeout. Red Wings with the timeout. I can't hear you, but I want to be able to see you in the chat. Go, Leafs, go! Go, Leafs, go! Go, Leafs, go! Let's finish this baby strong. Let's win 4 straight to end the preseason. Come on, let's go!
You realize that there's too many guys you cannot take out of the lineup. And Nick Robertson might have been one of the guys that jumped ahead of Easton Cowan in line saying, I'm a guy that's got to be there every night.
Well, he's going to the London Knights, and the Hunter brothers will make sure that he is going to get all of the attention that a pro would as the Leafs get it out at center ice, but Holmberg unable to deliver a shot to the empty net. Detroit back in over the line as the final minute ticks down here in the third period. Around the boards and back of the net, centering pass, chopped back into the corner. Red Wings after it once more. Matthews tried to chip it along the boards. Now in his skates, slash, hack, and whack back of the net as it goes into the far corner. Rasmussen returns the favor. Matthews took the puck away, and he's going to get it elevated high to center. It's rolling towards an empty net. Now icing, though, but a good hustle there by Pontus Holmberg to make sure it wouldn't be icing. 27 seconds left. Shot into the Toronto end. Around the boards, Connor Timmins. Off the glass. Did he shoot it over the glass?
Now we're getting a sign from the referee that it ramped up off a stick. That was the referee's sign. You had 6 Red Wings on the ice, all pointing towards the heavens.
Toronto penalty, number 25, 2 minutes delay game.
I mean, did he not give the signal that it went off something?
I thought so, but you could see that Timmins sort of had the guilty look on his face. No, there was nothing. It went straight up.
But I thought that was the sign they're getting from the ref. But
so now a 2-man advantage, or
technically,
technically with the 6 attackers, but the Leafs can ice the puck here if they can win a faceoff, and they do, and it'll be rung around the boards and out and down the ice.
It's actually a pretty smart play by Timmins, as long as you win the draw, right?
Yeah. 8 seconds left. Red Wings get it to center. In across the line, broken up partially. It comes to the near wing. Final seconds, tipped into the corner, and the game is over.
Well, Leafs dropped the first 2 preseason games to the Ottawa Senators, and then a sweep of the mini-series against Montreal, and now the Detroit Red Wings. So 4-2, they finished the preseason on. I guess one of the nice little stats through this show, as we mentioned, they give up 6 goals or 5 goals in the first game against Ottawa, lose 5-4, and from that point on give up 6 goals in the next 5 games, which has been pretty impressive. And Joseph Wall, Anthony Stolarz, who played great in shutting out the Red Wings a couple of nights ago. A lot of positive things, as you mentioned, the penalty kill.
1 of 24.
Gave up their first goals while killing the penalty the Leafs did in the first period of this game. But then you like that Wall gives up 2 in the first period, shuts it out the rest of the way, and you skate away with a 1-goal win.
Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart coming along with the post-game show. The Maple Leafs with a 3-2 victory over the Detroit Red Wings. And our next action will be for real against the Canadiens in Montreal Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. We will have that action for you. So we'll step aside with a victory in the books and the preseason over with. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs win. Yes, I love it. 4 wins to end the preseason. That's what I'm talking about. We are going to be live on opening night with our fall drive. Oh, I can't wait. Guys, it's going to be so much fun with Sick Kids for the fall drive for the NHL face-off. Where is my graphic? I've got to find it. Where is it? There it is. Love it. There it is. The Create 100K. Big shout out to Sick Kids, Jordan with the creator department, and behind this whole Create 100K campaign that Sick Kids is doing, that we're just helping with. And I'm a creator. That's why I'm doing it. And thank you all for being here. And I can't wait for Wednesday night. It's going to be so much fun. Maple Leafs Canadiens in Montreal. We'll be live right here on TSI, so make sure that bell is on and you are an insider so that you can be here on this. We're going to have a party, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So with that being said, I'm going to let the postgame run as always every single night. I'll let the postgame run as long as the feed allows. Cheers to everybody. Thank you all for a great night. Again, big shout outs to the Super Chats and the members as well. The donations to Sick Kids. Lisa, thank you so much tonight. And I got to go pay attention to some baseball games and help insert some ads to the right places and put the link out for Sick Kids so we can get some more donations there in our fall drive, what we've got behind me. Cheers, everybody. Have a great night. Go Leafs, go. We win. We head to the next one in Montreal. Good night, everybody. I'll let the post game run.
Reward your guys who had a good game with a chance to get some more goals and points. Do it. If I was a coach, I wouldn't care. Who cares? Worry about your own team. Don't worry about mine.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
The LA Kings just been a funny animal about their goaltending. I mean, Jonathan Quick for so many years, and then flashes in the pan that quickly dissipate. And Vegas is a great example. They won with Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill. And that was good enough goaltending to win a Stanley Cup, and that, at a minimum, is what the Los Angeles Kings need to do.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellar. Weekdays, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. And then
here's a chance. Oh, what a stop!
There were 8.
At the line, long drive, rebound, they scored!
Zadorov behind the net for Garland in front. Lindholm scores! As Martin backs it in. He's gone!
With the first round behind us, the battles only get more intense.
Blocked by Montour. Out in front. Bobrovsky!
Follow your favorite team.
The Stanley Cup playoffs continue.
NHL Network Radio,
SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
the biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
This is Leafs Game Night on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
No one there. Marner trying to keep it in and does. Matthews in the slot. Nifty move. Finds Tavares. Shooting. Scores! John Tavares makes it 3-2.
And that's the way it wound up. Tavares with his first of the preseason. Nice setup by Austin Matthews. 3-2. The Leafs winner over Detroit, and now it's on to the regular season opener Wednesday night in Montreal, followed by Thursday night in Jersey, who might be a little tired coming back from the Czech Republic after defeating the Buffalo Sabres 2 games in a row. Welcome to the Leafs Game Night production for the final preseason game, getting set for the regular season. Jim Taddy, Anthony Stewart with you. I got lost on the way into the intro, Stu. So when we look at this game, I think if you summed it up by saying the power play based on the lineup should have decided it, and it did.
It did. It definitely stepped up, and Austin Matthews was, the main catalyst for this group tonight. And if I'm Craig Berube, I'm really, really happy with the way the power play. And for a team to go the distance, you have to have your special teams be special. Going 2 for 4 tonight on the power play. Penalty kill was 3 for 4. But what a masterclass, especially by Austin Matthews on that game leading pass, backhand one-time pass to Tavares for the goal to end up being the eventual game winner. But if I'm Berube, again, a lot of great puck movement. They kept it simple, but when in doubt, they weren't afraid to move it. But going into regular season, a lot of things were clicking. The chemistry is there, and that's what you want to see.
So, 6 games in, they lost the first 2 to the Senators, but really, the theme for all of these games was they looked after their own business. They sweep Montreal 2-1, 2-1, 2-0 over Detroit, 3-2 over Detroit tonight. They're not allowing a lot of goals.
They're playing the system, and you're looking at the shots, 33-20. 9 in the first for Detroit, 2 in the second. They finished with 9 in the third, 20 total. And it wasn't like the Maple Leafs were just clamping down and playing a neutral zone trap. What they were doing was they were just taking away your time and your speed, space. Craig Berube was big on, we want you guys moving your boots, moving your feet, really, really pushing the pace. So they did a good job doing that tonight. And again, this team, we know, yes, they're going to have good goaltending, solid defense, but this team is going to be an offensive juggernaut. But for them to pay attention to the 200-foot game so early, that's why I'm excited for the season.
Well, they're tougher to play against, aren't they?
Yeah, and you have to be. And you see the makeup of the team and some of the defensemen that they brought in. You saw Philip Myers right now, a big 6'6" defenseman. OEL's got some size as well. Tanev, steps in front of. He plays big, makes some big block shots as well too. So this team now has an identity, and I know it's early, but you can see the making of something great right now.
So let's talk about numbers here before we get into what they're going to look at for the roster. You can go 14-8-2, 14 forwards, 8 defensemen, 2 goalies. You can go 14. It'd be 14-7-2. Is that right? Yes, 21-23. Or you can go 13-8-2. Sorry to mess everybody up with the numbers. So bottom line is, what the Tat Man is trying to say is you could have 2 extra forwards or 2 extra defensemen. Which way do you go?
Yeah, I think defense wins championships, but I think what you're going to see is maybe a little bit of gymnastics and maybe putting some guys on the IR, LLT IR to start the season. What's going on with someone like a Dewar, Connor Dewar? What's going on with Yankrock? I know he is day-to-day, but when you do the math, and especially up front, I think the person that makes it very, very difficult is Nick Robertson, and he came in and he earned his spot. His first time, I'm shocked, making this team out of training camp, but he obviously earned his keep. 5 goals in 5 games. I really like what Lorentz did. McMahon, I wasn't a big fan of his camp, so I can see him maybe starting off as the 13th forward, but again, we're not numbers guys right now, but if I'm Coach Berube, it's a good problem to have, knowing that you have numerous options. Looking on the back end as well, Timmins, he struggled a little bit tonight with his 2 penalties in the third period. I really liked what I saw from Myers. Excuse my pronunciation. Is it Rafai?
Rafai, yeah.
Rafai,
yeah.
I was really impressed by his game the other night against Detroit, blocking shots, playing a simplistic game. So when I'm going through the lineup, there's going to be some guys on the outside looking in, but let's not, play it here. It's going to be a long season. You're going to have to use 15 forwards. You're probably going to have to go through 9, 10D. Right now, it's just going to be a little bit of a logjam, and I could see some guys maybe starting in the minors or starting off as the 13th forward or the 8th defenseman.
Yeah, the automatic flex, and again, I don't want to be the cap guy, so I leave that to the smarter people because I don't want to go there. But the obvious thing is Dewar and Hakanpää right off the top, will create some space. Obviously, Pacioretty and Lorentz have to be signed, so that sucks up some space. So that's a problem for the guy with the abacus. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going near that. But I think the overwhelming thought is that there's a lot of extra people here, and if you were to lose a forward or a defenseman on the waiver wire, it wouldn't hurt. As in the past, it was the margin was really slim. You couldn't afford to lose anybody.
No, you couldn't. But again, it's a long season. As easily as you can lose a guy on the wire, you can pick him back up down the line or pick somebody else out. But there's Abruzzese, there's other guys that are in the minors that I feel that could deserve an opportunity down the line. But if I'm Craig Berube, I'm not worrying about it. I am going with this group right now. We have some guys that can step in and contribute right away. And again, if there's going to be some guys outside for the first 5, 10, 15 games, so be it, because teams that are contending, they have this problem where you have guys ready to step in. And what that does now, it keeps people from being complacent. If you know that there's a guy in the press box that's working hard every single day in practice, gunning for your spot, it's going to keep my motivator going extra hard, because I know 2-3 bad games, I could be in his position. So I think that competition is friendly, it's healthy, and ultimately it makes the team better.
I like this time of year because you can easily turn the clock back exactly a year and figure out where you were. And so exactly a year ago, Benoit didn't really leave an impression. McMahon didn't really leave an impression, but people had good thoughts for both players that eventually they would turn out. And as it turned out, they made significant contributions the second half of the season. Is there anybody in your mind that could be this year's version of that?
Well, I don't remember where I was last week, let alone last year. But, I really like Robertson. And I think what's good for him, he came in, he has a clean slate. You have a new manager and you have a new coach coming in. And they probably had that conversation, say, if you do what you need to do, we're going to give you every opportunity. You come in, have a good camp, come in shape, right attitude. And he is a guy, I'm telling you, you give him 20 games, he stays healthy, he's in that middle six role, he's getting a second power play unit, you will have a 20-goal scorer. And in today's cap world, you need guys under $1 million contributing above their cap hit. So for a guy like that to come in who is still young, waiting for an opportunity, injuries have obviously set him back. He can be a catalyst and could be a guy that I talked about earlier on that not gets you to the playoffs, but gets you through the playoffs because he has those penchant for scoring some big goals.
Okay, we're going to continue that thought when we return. It's 3-2. The Leafs win over Detroit tonight to finish off their preseason schedule. This is Leafs Game Night on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been...
What's up, insiders? Thank you so much. We have passed 40,000 insiders, 40,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. It is so unreal. Thank you all for being here and becoming a part of this amazing Toronto sports community and Buffalo sports community with the Bills, Toronto's team. But I just wanted to say thank you. This accomplishment is all because of you. I couldn't do it myself. I just provide the platform. Thank you all. Let's get back to the football. 40K, we're on the road to 50. Let's get 50,000 shortly. And we're going to get that 100K, and we're going to celebrate together as a community. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for 40,000 subscribers. It means the world to me to have this amazing community. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Cheers to 40,000. Thank you.
Here, we have those too. Whatever floats your gravy boat. Visit us in-store or at longos.com. For quality that meets your family standards this Thanksgiving, trust ours. Longos.
Leafs Game Night live from Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart going over the Leafs preseason run. Not going to spend too much time on tonight's game. The Leafs prevailed. They were basically going up Grand Rapids plus, but played solid. You can only worry about how you execute, and they did rather well. So let's go back to Nick Robertson. Aside from the goal scoring, which he's capable of, to me it was offense from defense. He made some great defensive plays and then answered offensively. If you had a checklist for the guy going into training camp, could you do this and bigger and better things will happen? Well, he did everything.
He did everything that he was asked to and some more. And I think that's sort of what the issue is sometimes with young players. There's a lot of gray area in their game and what's expected out of them. And as a pro, you sort of have to figure that out. No one's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. But for him, what I noticed last year, obviously the injuries were an issue, but there was a lot of one and done plays. He'd go into the corner, maybe get knocked off the puck, and then he'd be back on defense or lose his assignments. But what I'm noticing, he looks stronger in his stride. He looks stronger with his skating and just confidence. And you saw his second goal last night. It's the end of the shift. He's already in on the back check. And instead of changing, what does he do? You know what? I see an opportunity here. I'm going to take this initiative now to get to the net. And he comes in and does what he does best. He has that touch around the net. So the ultimate compliment you can get from a coach, especially as an offensive player, and he's a guy that scored 60 goals in junior, is he plays hard. He has an extremely hard work ethic, and he's surprised a coach. And when you surprise a new coach coming in, on top of your offensive game, you're going to get a lot of runway. And I think that's what's missing in his game, giving that runway where he doesn't have to worry about, am I in and out of the lineup every single night? Because prorated based on his injuries last year, that's a 20-goal scorer. And I believe with that runway that he's earned so far, you're going to have a 20-goal scorer. And adding that to that middle and bottom six is definitely going to be a key catalyst for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
So, I don't think anybody's going to argue with Matthews between Marner and Nyes, Tavares between Nylander and Domi. So when we get to the third and fourth lines, I mean, who is the third line center here? Because these two guys, Holmberg and Camp, to me, are interchangeable.
They are, but I like Holmberg just because I feel he's a little bit more offensive. And again, I think when he's killing penalties, he's a little bit more involved in the game too. But I think he's a really good facilitator. And when you have guys on your flank, which I anticipate being Robertson and Pacioretty if and when Pacioretty signs,
right,
I think that could be a really, really deadly line, excuse me. So when you have a third line that obviously can play defensively aware, but actually go out there and contribute on a nightly basis, I think that can be a really, really big piece of the offense, offensively and defensively right now. So that obviously pushes down Camp to the fourth line, playing with Reeves, where they had great chemistry tonight. And for me, I would just say based on the numbers game, that makes Lorentz maybe the 13th forward if and when he signs. And Bobby McMahon, who, again, we knew what he did last year, his 15 goals in 50-plus games. He is a guy that I can see moving up and down the lineup, but I see him maybe starting on that fourth line just based on his speed and adding a little bit extra to that fourth line. But things change. Welcome to Leafland. Things are going to change.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably going to change tomorrow in practice, so scrub everything I said. But like we said earlier, it's a good problem to have when you have not just bodies, but bodies that are contributing on a nightly basis.
And that's without Yarncroke, who can move up and down,
yeah,
too.
And that is a Swiss Army knife. You look at him, he's good for 13 to 15 goals, and he can move up. When he's on the top line, he's a great job getting in and getting pucks, facilitating the puck to Matthews and Marner. But again, there's injuries. What's going to be going on with the cap situation? So, but if I'm Berube, I'm kicking my feet up and letting the dust settle, because right now, camp was about establishing identity, and they made the first step towards that tonight and this preseason as a whole.
Well, I think the Robertson camp is big because it just pushes a guy way up in the lineup, and I think you'd agree with me if you've got the talent that the Leafs have, if you've got people on the third and fourth line that can push up. Not necessarily get there, but show that they can do that. And that's a real plus.
Yes, and then again, I'm going to not make this about me, but just tell a quick story. I got sent down 9 times one time from the Florida Panthers back to the Rochester Americans, and Clark MacArthur, who's a former Leaf, was in Rochester. He used to call me the ghost of Christmas past because I'd come back with zeros and zeros and zeros, and he'd always be like, woo, the ghost of Christmas past is back. But he was right. As a fourth line guy, if you're not scoring, okay, you got to get in and have 3 or 4 hits. And you saw Lorentz have 3 hits tonight, obviously to add to his goal. You got to be doing your best to maybe get on a penalty kill. You got to do your best to stay in the plus column. And we saw the fourth line get into those problems last year, and they shored it up as the season went along. But I can see that fourth line being a bit of a catalyst. I keep using that word, but a line that goes out and contributes on a nightly basis. If they're not scoring, okay, physicality, playing good team defense, or just simplifying and rallying up the truth. So it's great to see. I know it's early, but I'm seeing a little bit something different than years past.
Well, and let's end it on this. If you've got Cam centering Reeves and Lorentz, that's a thick line, and that's a fourth line. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, and the one thing is I noticed with Reeves, he had a little bit more hop in his step, and he had a little bit more confidence, and that is Craig Berube. I had the same coach in Craig Ramsey pull me aside and said, hey, do not worry about years past. Just come out, play your game, and that's what you have tonight, a player that's confident as opposed to, I don't know if I'm going to be in and out of the lineup. Let me just get rid of the puck. He's handling it, and that fourth line looked very, very poised tonight, which was very, very positive.
So, overall, I know you can't remember last week, but I mean, with this
what
team,
day is it tonight?
As this team gets to launch into a new season, I mean, I'm much more optimistic than I would have been at any other point going back 3, 4, even 5 years.
Yes, goaltending is shored up. I know there's the question mark on Wall if he can stay healthy. He was very, very solid. We went the whole show. We haven't mentioned him at all.
Yeah.
Stolar's 6'6", 243 pounds. Like that was bigger than me when I played. And the defense, you saw Tanev. He's coming in, laying his body on the line. You saw OEL on power play too, making some plays. So again, we have those storylines of those top guys, but these other complementary pieces, those are the ones that make me excited because those are the guys that help you go the distance.
Stu, we're going to have great fun this year.
Thanks a lot. Always great joining the Tat Man.
Oh, absolutely. Well said. 3-2, the Leafs went over Detroit. This is Leafs Game Night at TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network.
Now through November 1st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues and be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero, and you'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 and the all-new SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection with these prizes. For full contest information and official rules, visit SiriusXM.com/MLB postseason hero. No purchase necessary. Open only to current SiriusXM subscribers prior to September 22nd. Must be a U.S. resident over the age of 18.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilitano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that we need to believe and to dream big. As in football, if you are not capable to dream, it's impossible to achieve good things.
To hear the full interview with the new national team head coach, listen on the Sirius.
It was noticeable for me 2 seasons ago that the oohs and the ahs, you're in Toronto and a guy makes a hell of a play or sends someone home with a cross-ice pass, and the ooh, right, because you have generations of hockey understanding. You started to hear the right timing of the oohs and ahs here. And as it's evolved, the presence in the community, it's been outstanding. It's guys are getting recognized more and more. Fans are more into the hockey. The questions go from, you're that's the GM of the Panthers. Oh, I went to a game. That's lots of fun. To, what are you going to do about the D? Mm-hmm. So the fans now, that it's just the way the fans interact. And I think that our parade is, if you had to look at an essay to define the relationship between our fans and our community and the players, we had a couple 100,000 people stand in a torrential downpour for hours.
Get the latest news, opinion, and analysis from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 10 a.m., New Jersey Devils take on the Buffalo Sabres. Devils on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 936, Sabres on Internet 922. 5 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Carolina Hurricanes on Internet 935. 5 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the Boston Bruins on Internet 950. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Detroit Red Wings on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 946. 7 p.m., Utah Hockey Club take on the Colorado Avalanche on Internet 947. 8 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the St. Louis Blues on Internet 944. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the San Jose Sharks on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 10 a.m., New Jersey Devils take on the Buffalo Sabres. Devils on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 936, Sabres on Internet 922. 5 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Carolina Hurricanes on Internet 935. 5 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the Boston Bruins on Internet 950. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Detroit Red Wings on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 946. 7 p.m., Utah Hockey Club take on the Colorado Avalanche on Internet 947. 8 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the St. Louis Blues on Internet 944. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the San Jose Sharks on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, SiriusXM 86, and the SXM app.
Seth Jarvis from the Carolina Hurricanes joined the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to discuss the preseason, improving as a player season to season, and after some playoff disappointments, what it's going to take to get to the next level.
From your standpoint here in 24, what has training camp and the preseason entailed so far for you?
It's kind of felt the same as every year before. Just kind of going out there, proving to myself and my teammates what I've been doing this summer has been working, and that I've just kind of been improving each and every day. And obviously, training camp's pretty long, so I think everyone's just ready to get the season going.
So we always wonder about some players that could go back to junior as 18 years old or 19 years old, and you played as a 19-year-old in Carolina. So now, first, when you look back at it, when did you get a sense you were going to stick with the NHL roster? Did the regular season start and you still was kind of an extended training camp? How did that all play out a few years ago?
Yeah, I was. It took probably maybe a month until I kind of knew I was staying. So it was a stressful time. I was sitting in the press box kind of watching for a little while, and then finally kind of got my little shot and made the most of it. But yeah, there was probably a good solid month from when the actual season started that I had no idea where I was going to be.
So last season, 33 goals, 67 points. You take that next step up the ladder. What, and now in retrospect, was the key to you, do you think, Seth, in taking that step? You're still just 22, and like I said, there's probably another level that you can probably get to, and that's the way you feel about it. But last season was really a step in the right direction for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just felt good. I think a lot of it just had to do with confidence. I think you hear that a lot, but it really is a big factor in just being able to go out there and trust yourself and know that you're going to make mistakes and that's going to happen, but not let it kind of deteriorate you and affect the rest of your game. So I think just kind of the mentality I had last year of going out there, not being afraid to try stuff, not being afraid to really prove to myself that I am still an offensive player. And I think that's kind of what happened, and I'm just hoping to build off that now.
So, certainly a guy like Brendan Shanahan won Stanley Cups as a player. And I remember him as a team president kind of saying to the fan base when there's playoff disappointments, he goes, I know it's not a sexy answer, but you can't panic. You just have to go back at it again and do it again and commit in that regard. So having some playoff disappointments, I mean, how do you view it about trying to get to the next level as a team in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think just for me at least, it's just all about using it as kind of motivation, especially in times like now when camp's dragging on and you just want the season to start. Just knowing what you're working for and why you're doing all those extra bag skates and all those extra workouts and stuff like that. But I mean, it's tough. It's something that you do dwell on, I think, a little bit. But when the time comes and playoffs start, everyone kind of erases that from their mind. It's a whole fresh kind of new season, and so I think for us it's just about learning from it, especially the younger guys in our team, and then leaning on our veterans when the time comes.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. SiriusXM Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 10 a.m., New Jersey Devils take on the Buffalo Sabres. Devils on SiriusXM channels 91, Internet 936. Sabres on Internet 922. 5 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the Carolina Hurricanes on Internet 935. 5 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the Boston Bruins on Internet 950. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Detroit Red Wings on SiriusXM channels 91, Internet 946. 7 p.m., Utah Hockey Club take on the Colorado Avalanche on Internet 947. 8 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks take on the St. Louis Blues on Internet 944. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the San Jose Sharks on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, October the 5th. All times are